Well, if you were expecting us not to be here this evening, well, we didn't expect to be here either. So I joked with Coach Welliver and Coach Bean at the start that miracles happen every day, and some people don't think so, but they do, because clearly none of us believed that after the 4 to 5 inches of snow that was received here in Crawfordsville that there would be any way a baseball game would be played. But I should have known better, Scott, that after working with these guys for the last 4 years, that they would do anything and everything they could to get this field playable to play. And here we are, live here at Crawfordsville High School at the Athenian Athletic Complex. This is Tommy Coy along with Scott Smith. Happy to be broadcasting this contest for you tonight as the Crawfordsville Athenians will host the Red Devils of West Lafayette on really a beautiful night for baseball. A little chilly, Wind's a little, the wind's kind of dormant right now, which is kind of nice. You look out the flag though out there outside the fence and right, it's blowing a little bit, but couldn't ask for a better night for baseball in terms of the weather. You look at the field, it's in fantastic shape considering, like I said, the fact we got 4 to 5 inches of snow here this weekend. I don't know about you. You went south, I think, a little bit too. I was not looking forward to coming back to snow.
No, not me neither. We went to Nashville, Tennessee. We didn't watch the baseball team, but I did tune into iHigh a couple times, watch Dan and Mike Schubert, and they did a fantastic job. And it was sunny and 70 there on Saturday. Got back last night just in time for it to start snowing.
We left right before we got close to 10 inches down my house. I live down, obviously southeast of Indianapolis.
Right.
We got close to 10 inches at my house and left right before, so we didn't get to see it. And then of course we come home right before. We were able to go to Easter services on Sunday, so we got to see all the snow last night. And we didn't have as much down at our place. There was a lot more up here. So like I said, the fact that we were able to play ball tonight is fantastic. And like you said, guys did a great job down in Tennessee on the broadcast. Listened to a little bit. I didn't get to listen to the first game. We got to listen to the second and third games. Watched the second game. We had it on our dinner table one night, and my sons both got to watch it. Carson was excited, and obviously Stacy, and we took one of our church friends' daughters with us to kind of help us with the kids. It was fantastic. And then we tried to put it up on the flat screen TV. That didn't quite work out so well, so we had to watch it on the iPad, and had 2 really solid games down in Tennessee. 2 great pitching outings. In game 1 from Cam Saunders, got a great performance out of him. 6 innings on I believe it was Friday. They got a 3-1 victory over McKenzie High School out of Kentucky, and then defeated Westview, Kentucky on Friday evening, 8-0. Austin Warren threw a pretty solid game.
He did.
And then they ran into a little bit of a buzzsaw, it sounds like, on Saturday. Talked to Coach Well a little bit about that. Said that team swung the bats about probably as good as anybody that they'll see on Saturday.
Yeah, I forget the name of it.
Glenbard
East. Yeah, they definitely hit the baseball pretty solid, and it was solid contact most of the night for them. So, good, like you said, a good chance to go down and play some baseball. We're 3 games into the season now. This is game number 4. This is West Lafayette's 3rd game. They were swept Saturday by Cardinal Ritter, which is not a bad thing. They lost the first game, I think, 6-5, and the second game like 12-3 or something like that.
Well, pretty good competition considering Cardinal Ritter is the defending Class 2A state champion from last season, preseason number 1, obviously, in Class 2A. So a pretty solid opponent, obviously, to open up the season. So like I said, 3 games in for the Athenians and 2 for the Red Devils. One pretty solid game for the Red Devils, another one that, they wish they'd probably take back a little bit, but the Athenians are both the same way. So tonight should be a pretty solid game for both of them. I guarantee you that a lot of these kids, I think our kids, it's pretty well ingrained. We're playing until we're not, but I'm sure West Lafayette was a little bit, I can guarantee they're probably a little bit shocked that they're playing, but
I agree.
I guarantee you they'll be ready to go.
Yep.
And Coach Joel Strode, he's the head coach of West Lafayette's been there, I think, about 5 years. Good guy. He'll have his team ready to go. This is a team that we went up to West Lafayette last year, got down 2-0 right off the bat, a game that senior Caden Jones started last year. Threw fairly well, ran into a little bit of trouble in the second inning, and then the buzzsaw in that contest that was Chase Dow came in, and it was lights out from there. That was probably one of Chase's best performances of last season, and we went on to beat West Lafayette 7-2 last year. Bats came alive in the fourth inning, got 4 in the fourth, and then we got 3 in the second to kind of put the game away. All right, they're getting ready to do introduction to starting lineups here, so we'll go very quickly and go through the starting lineups as well. For the visiting Red Devils of West Lafayette, leading off and playing center field will be sophomore number 2 Tyler Boyle. Batting second will be the designated hitter, junior number 1 Walbaum. He is hitting for tonight's starting pitcher, who is Kirby Weeks. He is a junior. Batting third, Luke Talukian. He is the senior left fielder. Batting cleanup will be the first baseman, Colin Marriott. Batting fifth will be the shortstop, number 4, a freshman, Kyle Adams. Had a very good shortstop last year. Yeah. Very good range, very good arm, solid hitter, good speed. So seeing a freshman there doesn't surprise me. Number 6, or the 6-hole hitter, is the right fielder, number 34, August Schott. Batting seventh will be another freshman, a catcher, number 9, Joey Siciliano. Batting eighth will be the third baseman, number 11, Colin Martin. Again, another freshman. And number 9, the 9-hole hitter, senior, second baseman, number 18, Aiden Forbes. Again, West Lafayette is coached by Mr. Joel Strode. He is assisted by Mr. Dan Walbaum and Mr. Nick Moody. For your Athenians, pretty much the same lineup, I believe. Let me pull it up here, is what they had down in Tennessee. Leading off will be the center fielder, number 20, Josh Blackburn. Batting second will be the second baseman, number 5, Carson Scott. Batting third will be the third baseman, Austin Warren. And batting clean will be the catcher, Owen Bennett. Batting fifth will be the first baseman, Will Kellerman. Sammy Riddle will have designated hitter responsibilities. Batting sixth, he'll be hitting for the right fielder, Jake Dicker. Batting seventh will be tonight's starting pitcher, Cam Saunders. Batting eighth will be the shortstop, Cal McCarty. And batting ninth and playing left field, be Cade Fitzwater. So tonight the Athenians have their ace on the mound. I would think that more than likely West Lafayette probably threw their top guys against Cardinal Ritter on Saturday. And obviously pretty solid opponent. So we'll kind of see who West Lafayette has. Pitching-wise, might be kind of a week where I haven't had a chance to look at their schedule for the rest of the week. But we don't have any games this week, so I know Coach Fredge, Coach Waller would probably love to get multiple guys in some innings, especially with the forecast this week not looking real good for much baseball and much things happening.
Yeah, I mean, we don't play again. We're not scheduled to play again until Saturday.
Saturday, right.
And, it's just going to be... with the weather, it's probably not going to be.
Especially this time of year, absolutely.
Exactly.
All right, well, here comes the national anthem. So we'll step aside here as we play in honor of America with the national anthem.
Please direct your attention to the American flag located in right field. This time, the Crawfordsville Community School Corporation and the IHSAA. You to please stand and remove your caps as we honor the United States of America. Let's play Athenian baseball!
Been a lot of places and might be just a slight bit biased, but I don't think there's a better high school baseball voice than Dave Raynard. He does a great job for Crawfordsville baseball. Been doing it for a really, really long time. Used to Used to hate hearing his voice, when I was at Lebanon for 6 years, but now that I've, part of it, he does a tremendous job. Just really passionate about it, does a really great job. Can't say enough about what Dave does. And just loves doing it. He's in an arm sling and everything else, and here he's still.
Oh, he's in a sling?
Yeah, he's got. I don't know what that's all about. I didn't want to ask. I hate just going up to random people and saying, "Oh, what you got castle in your arm for?"
Exactly,
because you just never know. Sometimes, hopefully, it's a good battle wound story, but then sometimes it's just God love my darling wife, but she'd be the type that I got my foot stuck in a in a deck on vacation and trip and fell or something, and that's kind of an embarrassing story to tell sometimes. So all right.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, hey. We all have battle wounds.
We do. We do. And sometimes some of them are good war stories, and then others are ones we don't want to tell, and that's okay.
And usually somebody wants to share it. You know what I'm saying? And
of course.
It's not a good thing. So,
of course.
I'm impressed that West Lafayette has 3 freshmen starting.
They do. Yeah. That was a team that they had pretty high hopes for that team last year. Like I said, the shortstop that they had. Last year, he was Ho, I think was his last name. I wish I could remember his first name. They had some guys who could play last year. They really had some guys, and they said last year they had some pretty good expectations. And if I remember right, I wish I could remember who was in their sectional, but they got to the sectional. I think it was Western. They got to the sectional championship, and it was a really close game. So they were right there in it, and they had a pretty good year. I think they won 16, 17 games last year, so they were pretty solid. So, yeah, the fact they have 3 freshmen, we'll see kind of how that carries them. It's going to be a good experience for them, but they may have to take some lumps here at the start. All right. Leading off for the Red Devils, the center fielder, Tyler Boyle.
Tyler's a sophomore. Facing the sophomore, Cam Saunders. First pitch is low.
First pitch, 6:09 p.m. 6:09.
6:09 official first pitch from Dave Raynard. Hasn't given a temperature yet. I'm kind of hoping he doesn't, because that might make everybody cold here. One pitch from Cam, just a little bit low and outside. Call from Mike DuBois. Mike DuBois does a pretty nice job behind the plate. He's one of the better umpires in our region. Clayton Randolph, an Montgomery grad, umpiring at first base. Also does a pretty nice job.
He does.
That's a strike on the outside corner. Velocity for Cam has been a huge improvement since last year. Also, his breaking ball has gotten a ton better. We'll throw a changeup if needed.
Almost got him to chase it. Good pitch by Cam. Had some good arm side run to it. Started it on the outside half of the plate and almost got him to chase, but nice job by Boyle holding off there.
Comes a 3-1 from Cam. Another outside fastball, just pumping away. Runs the count full to the Red Devil center fielder.
Kind of has that Trent Johnson high arm start, right there. Nice pitch.
That's one thing I noticed that Glenbard East did exceptionally well and had success against our pitchers. They fouled off a lot of tough pitches. And that's, as a former pitcher myself and talking to, being around pitchers forever, that's one of the most annoying things with a hitter is how well they can foul off tough pitches.
Right.
And right there took a really solid pitch on the outside corner, but just a little bit out.
Right. You're right, Coach. As a pitcher, you're throwing your best stuff. You're like, all right, you can't hit this. And, here they foul it off. You throw another one, they foul it off. It's one of the most frustrating things you could have as a pitcher. As a guy up there just, keeping his bat alive. So.
Oh, yeah, and especially when you've made a good pitch, too. It's always going to be frustrating.
Exactly.
The walk brings up Owen Walbaum, designated hitter.
Not a very big lead over there for Boyle.
Owen is the designated hitter tonight, but he is listed as a catcher.
Good pitch. I'll tell you what, he's painting that corner.
Cam's always had good movement on his fastball. You add in the velocity with that movement, it's going to be hard for a lot of hitters to be able to square those up. Comes the 0-1 from Cam, high and tight.
So you think we'll see up to 2 guys tonight here, Coach, or you think Cam has a good start here, he'll stay with Cam and as long as he can?
I think he'll obviously with not playing again scheduled-wise until Saturday, as that pitch runs inside and moves the count to 2-1. Want to get guys some innings, I think, this week. Obviously, with Cam and Austin both throwing on Friday night. Want to get them some work this week, obviously, against live hitting as much as possible.
Boy.
Nibbling on that outside just a little much. So again, count runs 3-1. To the left-handed hitting junior designated hitter for the Red Devils.
Boyle's going, yep. And he planks him. So Boyle had that base stolen whether it was a ball or a strike.
At that point, you want to throw a strike. You want to get to the hitter. You want to get back ahead of the hitter, get him a pitch he can hit, get you a ground ball.
Right. Yeah, hey, you know what? A ground ball up the middle here is not a bad thing. You know, get you 2 outs, even runner on third. You know.
One thing that'll be a big-time equalizer tonight we'll have to watch is the 3-hole hitter, Luke Talukian, the left fielder, senior left fielder, comes up here is how thick the grass is.
Right.
So the infielders are really going to have to charge to have the opportunity to be able to turn a double play as Talukian shows bunt and takes a strike there.
Anybody that's followed West Lafayette sports over the last 4 years has heard the name Luke Talukian. Feels like he's been there for 7 years. But Luke plays just about every sport you can play. And nice pitch.
There's that off-speed pitch that Cam can throw, and that's been another part of his game that's gotten a lot better. That curveball just has continued to get better. Luke is also the athletic director's son.
Yes, he is. Yep.
So I think there's another Talukian, either an older one or a younger one as well, as Cam delivers the 0-2
nice
swing and a miss. That's a big strikeout right there. Nothing better right there than to get a strikeout, and then his ground ball right here can change everything, as now the first baseman, Colin Marriott, will come to the plate. Big strikeout there for Cam.
Yep.
First pitch right there on that inside corner. Good pitch for Cam. There's so many teams that just do not like to pitch inside.
No.
And that just drives me crazy. That's something that Coach Welliver has always done and always done with success, and that's why his pitchers are so good, because they throw inside. As that off-speed pitch looks like it's a little bit out of off with Cam, as it evens the count at 1-1.
Might have slipped out of his fingers just a little bit there. He didn't quite stay on top of it.
Dead leg moves. He spins back.
Yep. That was something Trent Johnson was always so good at. You know, either playing shortstop or pitcher, trying to pick guys off. You know what? They'll get there. Kale will get there, and Carson playing second.
Another good pitch by Cam as Holbound fouls that off at the plate. That's to me a lost art, especially high school wise. That's not something it's not. You can coach it, but unless you have a feel and you have pitchers and the middle infielders, takes a lot of time, takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of trust to be able to do that as well. As Talukian hits a little pop fly to the outfield. McCarty outs and makes the catch.
Well, Saunders is a 1 out away from pitching himself out of a little mini jam here in the first inning. Not that, there's only one guy in scoring position, but nice play by Kale. He was kind of holding the runner on, made a nice play over behind third base, and that'll bring up the shortstop, freshman number 4, Kyle Adams.
And where did he get that? Got him in and jammed him. So that's nice, especially with as cold as the temperatures are inside, get it off the hands. Not a comfortable night for the hitters as Cam pumps a strike there on the outside corner. Keeping the ball down. That's one thing. You can do that against any competition. Doesn't matter how hard or soft you throw, you keep that ball down, it's hard to hit anybody.
Oh, got him in the helmet.
So 2 hit by pitches and a walk will load the bases. That'll bring up the big right fielder. The 34, August Schott.
Yep. I think August is
the right fielder, August
senior, isn't he?
He is a senior.
Yep.
See his hands choked up on the bat, which means I think he'd be a pull guy, big time dead pull guy. So Welliver sees that, looks like as well, and wants to go away. As Cam's first pitch is outside for a ball.
He's moving. Yeah, he moved. He's going outside again. He just moved the second baseman over.
Ball's high, so 2-0.
That's Cam's 23rd pitch this inning.
2-0 from Cam. Fouled straight back in that play, and you can see with the way he's stepping out, he definitely wants to.
He's trying to rip that ball down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Would not be surprised if we saw a curveball in this situation as well. 2-1. Cam's got a pretty good off speed here. Has commanded it, and right there it is. 2-2. Yep. Helps to be around Coach Welver for a while, and that's why I loved being here, because his mentality pitching wise and mine, it's just awesome. Right. He just mastermind when it comes to the game. And right there, jam him on the inside corner. Good play there for the sophomore Austin Warren, and Saunders is able to work himself out of jam with no damage whatsoever.
No hits, no errors, and 3 left.
So the Red Devils leave the bases full in the top half of the first inning, with the Athenians coming up. Again, first 3 batters for the Athenians will be Blackburn, Scott, and Warren. Fairly close to the same, pretty close to the same lineup that the Athenians had down in Tennessee. Team that has quite a bit of speed compared to last year. Still had some pretty good team speed last year, but it seems like this team has a little bit more team speed this year, 1 through 9. Obviously taking nothing away from the seniors that we had last year, but a little speedier on the base paths, good base runners and things will be huge help for the Athenians this year, as we see a little bit of a sidewinder here in West Lafayette's starting pitcher, Kirby Meeks. He is a junior, third baseman and pitcher according to the roster. 2 other Sagamore Athletic Conference teams were scheduled to play this evening, but both got canceled. Frankfort was scheduled to play Carroll at Frankfort, but that game was canceled, and then Southmont was scheduled to go down to Rockville and take on the Rocks, but that game was also canceled. There was a post on Twitter last night on the Frankfort Hot Dogs baseball page that said that they had somebody come and work on the field and get it all painted and ready to go, and they even had some orange baseballs painted and ready just in case. So that's obviously with the impending snow coming. I think they got a little bit more snow up in that region, Frankfort, Kokomo, Lafayette area, than what most people got. So they
sure did.
Yeah, they got. I think I saw right when it started that somebody had posted on Twitter they got 4 inches.
Lafayette area went all the way. They got 2 inches up there. They got 4 inches up that way.
Yeah. So Josh Blackburn, the Indian center fielder, will lead it off. Takes a healthy hack at that first pitch. Fastball from Meeks. Josh Blackburn is a junior. Played a lot of outfield in his days. It's like an off-speed pitch. Runs the count to 1-1 for the Athenian center fielder. Comes the 1-1. Low and out for Blackburn. Good hitters count here. Running at the 2-1. The boy's not giving much off that outside corner really at all.
I was just getting ready to say he's got that mid-season form going already, but that's all right. Hey.
But you know what? I like that. It's good. As Blackburn takes a pretty healthy cut there. We're running the count to 2-2. I don't care where the guy is. I want him to stay.
That's exactly.
I want him to be the same in the first inning as he is in the 7th. In big moments, I want the guy to stay the same. That's.
And Mike 99% of the time does that. So yep.
He does. 2-2 pitch to Blackburn. Puts it in play to the right side. Tough play here.
I'm giving him a base hit on that.
That's going to be a tough play right there. Just kind of threw it up and that's a tough. That's a PFP play right there, early season PFP play right there. But later in the year, that's going to be probably executed to perfection. But since that's the beginning of the year, and let me look here real quick at the guys you have. Although it's a senior, junior who's running that, so you might expect that to be a little bit better. But again, this infield's going to wreak some havoc with his. Coach Froge made the comment he was a little upset he wasn't able to come out and mow. You know how Coach Froge is with wanting to mow it. He wanted to get a little bit shorter before the game.
Right.
So.
Well, and you know what? You mentioned last inning. The infield grass is tall. it's going to come into play. And sure enough, it came into play right there.
Absolutely, because more than likely, if this is obviously perfect conditions, that's probably a chop at the second makeman. It's still going to be a tough play because Josh gets down the line pretty well.
Right. But more than likely, he can make that play because the grass is going to be a lot
for sure. It's the second pitch to Carson Scott. Shows bunt both pitches and helps to run the count to 2-0.
Yep. I tell you what, with the third baseman charging and a right-handed pitcher, I wouldn't be surprised to see him put it right on the first baseline and beat it out.
And he's an excellent bunter. Works very, very hard on it. Does a pretty nice job.
There it is.
It's a great bunt. Great bunt. Excellent bunt.
That's all right. That's a base hit. I mean, that's a sacrifice bunt, but he did it for a base hit. I mean,
absolutely.
That's perfect placement. Almost right where Josh put his swinging bunt. You know,
yes,
right
he
there
did.
Between the first baseman and second baseman pitcher. And
so the Athenians are in business with runners on first and second. Nobody out. Third baseman Austin Warren now up at the plate. I think he had a couple solid shots, swinging the bat pretty well down in Tennessee.
He did. I know he had a couple good hits in that 8-0 win Friday evening. So pretty big lead out there for Blackburn.
Takes a good healthy hack at that first pitch.
Athenians doing a nice job of just making things happen here.
That's what we're going to have to do this year, and we knew that coming in after the season ended last year. You're obviously losing arguably two of your very best hitters. I mean, obviously in Caden Jones and Trent Johnson. You know, as Austin takes a healthy cut at that 0-1 pitch, running the count to 0-2. And, you can't take anything away from Cale Wendland. Cale Wendland had a great year getting on base, obviously with all the hit by pitches and things, and did a nice job of getting on base and things. So knew this year was going to be got to make some adjustments, obviously offensively, but they've done a fairly nice job so far through the first 3 games.
Nice job, Austin, just getting that out there, throwing that off.
That's one thing I know. I heard Dan and Mike talking a lot about it on Friday and Saturday was the strikeouts, and quite a few looking. So the strikeouts foul off the tough pitches, put the ball in play, make guys make plays. Austin fouls off another 0-2 pitch there.
Look how shallow the outfielders are playing. I mean, it's the ball's not going to travel very well tonight just because of the temperature out here. But man, they are playing really shallow. Austin get a hold of one, he could put it over someone's head.
Yes, he can. 0-2 Pierre. Just like that, as that is gone. Boy. Scott Smith right there on the call on that one as Austin Warren's first career home run for the Athenians. That is officially a 3-run shot for Austin Warren. And no better way to clear the bases than a 3-run home run for the sophomore third baseman.
Wow. I didn't. When I said that, I really didn't expect a home run, but daggone, I mean, that ball just kept carrying. He got a
well, here's the thing: 0-2 pitch. You're not looking at him to take, necessarily as healthy a hack as he took, but he took a. That's definitely not an 0-2 hack, but he got a
hanging.
Too good of an 0-2 pitch right there.
That was a hanging breaking ball, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
That's what I thought. He just crushed it.
Yes. And as a pitching coach, there's nothing more frustrating than anything like that, and especially with the two pitches as Austin takes an inside off-speed pitch. We're in the one. The first pitch he fouled off was a really good 0-2 pitch.
Right.
But then the one he got inside and ripped a little bit too good. And then obviously the 3-run home run as Owen is plunked by the third pitch from Kirby Meeks. Coach Walbaum having a little bit of a conversation with
the first baseman.
I think he was upset and said that Owen didn't get out of the way, but
he might have been asking about that off-speed pitch. That one on the inside corner actually looked.
Yeah.
But Will Kellerman, 5-hole hitter, first base, the hitter. Will shows bunt. Pulls back. Wouldn't be surprised, obviously, to see the same thing here.
Right.
Oh, and not going to get off much as Will fouls it straight back.
Did I say top of the ninth?
I didn't see what it said.
What inning is that?
My dad and stepmother are at that game, actually.
Oh, are they really?
They are. Pitch is outside and low. 2-1. Top of the eighth. Okay. Duggar knows I'm a ginormous Cubs fan, and showing that the Cubs are losing to the Reds 1-0. And
he knows that I'm a ginormous Cubs fan too.
And,
so
and the Reds are winless, and the Cubs are 2-2. Pretty tough. I mean, Marlins are going to be okay.
They surprised me a little bit.
They're going to be. As Will fouls off the 2-1 offering. Well, of course, they played a 17-inning game, and I think the other two, one was 10, and then obviously they got beat 6-0 yesterday.
Right.
They're going to be a team where they're going to struggle to score runs at times, and then they're going to put a ton across, and that's going to be that's the most frustrating thing about the Cubs is that they have a tendency to do that.
Well, when you hit 4 home runs in the opening game, you're thinking, man, offense is rolling. We're going to be fantastic, and then
although you see Kyle Schwarber go face first into the left field wall, that's always a positive too.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Then they lose the next game 2-1 in 17 innings. So.
Here comes the 2-2 to Kellerman. Fouls off another pitch there.
I'm sending it. Let's see what Coach gives it. I didn't see the sign.
I don't think he's given it yet.
Nope. He just, I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised to see Owen take off again, but. Boy, he swung at that. He was way out front of that one. I'm not sure if that was off speed or.
A little more defensive too. I think that was an outside pitch. Just didn't want to make sure he's not going down looking. I said that was a big thing this weekend. Know that they had a lot more strikeouts than what they had wanted. I think down in Tennessee this weekend, a lot of them were looking. So I'm sure concerted effort was made to make sure that they do just that. Little defensive swing. They're just trying to put the ball in play. Ball is caught down there at third, and then Owen is doubled off at first. So just what the doctor ordered for the Red Devils. Double play ball there.
Hitter, Sammy Riddle.
Now 2 down brings up the designated hitter Sammy Riddle. First offering from Meeks. Low and away for the senior designated hitter. Sammy can play a little outfield. He can play a little first base. Catches quite a bit. Grounds that right up the middle. That's going to be a tough play.
Boy, he's not charging that at all.
Safe.
Yep.
It's an infield hit right there. And again, this is going to be an infield where these infielders have got to attack the baseball. And that's there's a lot of times where they're not used to doing that. In some of these places it comes right to them, but
the pitcher, Cam Saunders.
That was Cam Saunders, who had a pretty good trip down to Tennessee too. Swung the bat pretty well. Had a couple of.
Almost had a home run in that
Glenbard
game. Yeah.
The ball's low.
Is he always in that 3/4 arm slot, or has he dropped down?
He has. He's been pretty much for the most part pretty well side arm for the most part. The count runs 2. We were actually talking about a former side armor that we saw for 4 years out of Frankfurt, Leo Lopez, probably one of the best sidearm high school pitchers I've seen. He could come over the top too. Every once in a while he'd come over the top as Cam runs the count 3-0. But he had every slot imaginable, and he could throw every pitch from that slot. So guys had no idea what was coming, what slot it was coming from.
Yep. Leo could do amazing things with the ball no matter where it was coming from.
He could. Cam takes the token 3-0.
And I don't think he's pitching at all from area.
He is not. That's what I was. Yeah. The one danger you have with having that many arm slots and going all over the place is that if you're not consistent and you don't take, it's not mechanically done correctly at times, that can cause some serious arm problems as Cam will ground to second. And that will end the inning. But the Athenians on the 3-run home run. First
4 hits, no errors.
home run for Austin Warren.
Right. Yeah, the Athenians get 3 runs on 4 hits. No Red Devil errors, and they leave 1. So after 1 complete, it's Crawfordsville 3 and West Lafayette nothing. So
it's about taking advantage of opportunities when you have them. West Lafayette obviously got their first 2 guys on with nobody out. Looked like they were, in business. Cam got a big strikeout and then plunked a guy to get the bases loaded and got a pop out. And then got a weak ground ball to third base to get them out of innings. So West Lafayette was not able to take advantage of their opportunities, where Crawfordsville did not miss.
No.
Got their first 2 guys on with 2 infield singles. Swinging bunt and then a swinging bunt and then a tried bunt, and then the 3-run bomb by Austin Warren. And again, got to give full credit to Scott Smith on that, who kind of called that, not on purpose.
Right.
Wish you could say that you called that on purpose,
exactly. If that was the case, I'd say Michigan will win the national championship tonight. But we all know that's probably not going to happen either. So we'll see.
You know what though? I will say, I did not fill out a bracket. And I just don't like to do it because it's just consuming and everything else, and I wish I could do it. But in all honesty, it doesn't surprise me that both of those teams are in the national championship, because if you look coming into time, those are the hottest teams coming into the tournament. They really are.
Right.
And that's a really good thing for college basketball when you have the 2 best teams at the time playing each other for the national championship.
Right.
That's really good.
Exactly.
And really in the grand scheme thing for the women's too. Notre Dame and Mississippi State, 2 of the hottest teams in the land. I mean, playing last night.
And
that's
three sensational games.
Yes, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic, as
the freshman catcher Joey Siciliano grounds 1 week down the line there, down the third baseline.
7-8-9 due up for the Red Devils here in the top half of the 2nd inning. Cam Saunders comes out for 2nd inning of work. Obviously ideal for Cam. You said how many pitches throw in that 1st inning?
26.
Okay.
Nice curve.
Obviously what he wants to do here is he gets strike 2 right there.
Gave that a ball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 0-2.
Yeah. He wants to get a quick inning here, kind of level out his pitch count. So that's obviously what he's working for here. So 0-2 now after the charge strike. Another curveball. Great pitch right there for Cam Saunders, as that's going to be out number 1, which will bring up the 3rd baseman, another freshman, Colin Martin.
Great pitch sequence there by
the 3rd baseman,
Cam.
Colin Martin.
So
good pitch to miss right there. Again, just love how much we like to throw inside. Just a big part of the success of. And then he throws a pitch outside.
Yeah, exactly.
But most teams you will see, they only throw inside to set up the outside. Where if you watch enough Crawfordsville baseball, we throw outside to set up the inside, and that's where we generally live. Is one will foul off the 1-2 offering from Cam Saunders, and
as a batter, that's tough. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's one pitch inside, you're thinking, all right, he's going to throw me outside, and boom, here's the inside corner again. And that's just tough. Good block by Owen.
Solid pitch right there on 1-2. 1-2, for us is almost like 0-2. You want to make it a little bit better than the 0-2, but still not a pitch that you want anywhere near the strike zone. You want it to be your pitch and obviously not something that they can put a solid bat on. Big pitch right here, 2-2. Saunders to Martin. You could tell he geared up a little bit more for that one.
Yeah, he might
put a little bit more on that one. Yeah.
Yep.
That will run the count full to the Red Devil 8-hole hitting Colin Martin.
The wind in our microphones
Getting a little bit more.
Yep.
That's a pretty good pitch right there for Cam. A little bit down and in. But definitely, again, not a pitch that the Red Devils are obviously going to get much on. So
we'll bring up
the second
baseman, Aiden Forbes. Forbes is a senior.
He is the 9-hole hitter for the Red Devils. Which will reset the order after his at-bat. Cam will.
He's a senior.
He is indeed a senior, yes, sir.
Yep.
infielder and pitcher. So depending on things tonight, might see him a little bit. I'll have to look up West Lafayette's schedule when we get a second in between innings. That one looked a little better, but you have good umpires too. I can't see what Coach Welliver called there, but there are umpires too who, if you set up inside and you don't hit that spot, it's got to be pretty good on that outside corner for you to get it. As
right, exactly.
Cam throws 2-1 pitch there across.
They have
1-1. Sorry,
they're supposed to have McCutcheon Thursday, I think.
It's an end of that may be a JV game.
Oh, really?
I think so. Oh, you're talking about West Lafayette. I'm sorry.
West Lafayette.
I'm sorry.
Right, yeah.
They were talking about us. Yeah, I did just say that.
We don't play again until
Saturday, Fountain Central.
Let's see, I have it right here to pull up here in about 35 minutes. Oh! Just a bit inside.
Oh, I'm good with that too. I like that somebody said nice pitch. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
As an inside, that's one thing drives me crazy with MLB guys. They get so hung up over a guy throwing inside. It's just part of the game, and he didn't quite get on top of that off-speed pitch enough to run the count to 3-1.
Yeah, they're at home against McCutcheon on Wednesday and at Frontier on Thursday. So now that's all weather permitting.
Yes.
And
of course, McCutcheon is now coached by the former Purdue head baseball coach, Doug Schreiber, as Cam Saunders throws 3-1 curveball there to run the count to 3-2.
Is that where he went?
He is.
Really?
He is now the head coach at McCutcheon. That's a great job. McCutcheon's a great baseball school. Really, all those schools in Tippecanoe County are excellent baseball programs. As Cam strikes out, the 9-hitter Aiden Forbes gets down 3-1. We may be one of the only places in this region, especially, that would throw a curveball to the 9-hole hitter on 3-1.
Exactly.
And then come back with a fastball on 3-2. As the orders now reset to Tyler Boyle.
Yeah, Boyle walked on 7 pitches his first at bat. That's Cam's third strikeout. 2 here in this inning.
Boyle takes the first pitch, fastball out high and away for a ball. Changed things up a little bit there. Got Boyle out front a little bit there. Run the count to 1-1. Yeah, all those schools: Central Catholic, Harrison, McCutcheon, West Lafayette. Even as Boyle will foul that pitch off. Run the count to 0-2. All those spots there. Pretty good baseball. Good baseball played in Tippecanoe County.
Yep.
I don't think run off a little bit. They had years. My goodness, back in the late '90s.
Right.
Really all through the 90s. It was just fantastic baseball. In the early 2000s, obviously with Clayton Richard going through McCutcheon, that's going to be a tough play, but Cam gets off the mound very well, underhands it over to Will Kellerman, and that will end the top half of the second inning.
No runs, no errors,
no hits,
and
no errors, and 1 left for the West Lafayette Red Devils. So
4 left on base through 2 innings for the Red Devils, as they left the bases loaded in the.
He's at 45 pitches.
45 pitches through 2 innings. So, on a cold night like tonight too, sometimes it's a little hard to get into rhythm. Obviously, being down in Tennessee, it was a little bit warmer. A little bit easier to get into rhythm, obviously, with it being warm, but a little chillier up here. Sometimes a little more challenging to get into rhythm. Done a nice job to work himself out of chance. Still hasn't given up a hit. But hasn't really given up any solid contact either. And when he has missed, he has been fairly close. Play. Again, 2 Sagamore Conference teams were scheduled to play this evening. However, they are canceled for the evening. Again, sure there'll be some people out there that'll be shocked that Crawfordsville play, but then people, if they really truly know Crawfordsville, will know that they won't be that shocked, because that's kind of how things are done here. Baseball is a very important part. They want to make sure that every opportunity we have when it is nice to play, because, Scott, as you know, it's sometimes really hard to get great days. As we look at the 4 to 5 day forecast, it's going to be a challenge to get some games in this week with the weather. So it's really important that they got this one in for sure this evening.
Exactly. I mean, the next baseball, or the forecast for the next 2 weeks doesn't look
awesome. Looks awful. Thanks, Indiana.
Exactly.
Cale McCarty, starting Athenian shortstop, takes a healthy hack there, swings and misses to Counts 0-1. Back to 0-2. Gail McCarty, the sophomore shortstop for the Athenians, 3 straight.
Oh, he's wearing it. Okay.
The left fielder, Cade Fitzwater.
Brings up the 9-hole hitter. That is the senior, Cade Fitzwater, out in left. Takes ball 1 outside. I think as they talked a little bit on Saturday, I would not be shocked if you saw this guy playing nearly every position at some point this year.
Yeah. He's
I don't know if he'll catch, but he will.
I think I think he pitched a little bit.
He did. He pitched on Saturday.
Right.
Pitched on Saturday, and really does a nice job. Throws good. I mean, he throws strikes, and
he does.
So he took a curveball there on 1-0 to run the count to 1-1.
He didn't pull it back. And when Austin Warren pitches, I think he moves into third base.
He does. He played obviously in left field. He played first base. When Will was pitching to start the game.
Plays pretty solid up the middle, second and short. So
curveball that just missed him, and he's a senior. He knows the routine. He does not move.
No.
Does not move. So the count runs to 2-2. Senior left fielder. Ball's dropped. Pretty good pitch on that outside corner.
Boy.
He has thrown to out 2-3. Again,
that's one
pitched in a couple innings that arguably could have gone either way. And it takes a little bit.
The center fielder, Josh Blackburn.
There. So now we're back to the top of the order for the Athenians as Josh Blackburn comes to the plate. Now 2 down.
Yep, Josh had a single and scored in the first inning.
It's another ground ball to the right side on the first pitch. That will end the inning for the Athenians. So the Athenians go down in order in the second inning.
And none left.
Wow.
But after 2, the Athenians are
Lafayette 0, Crawfordsville 3.
leading 3-0. How many pitches did he throw that inning?
9.
Just 9 pitches. Yep. 9 pitches that inning. Not sure where is West Lafayette at in their order, Scott?
They
coming up this inning. It should be 2, 3, 4?
Yep,
okay.
2, 3, 4. That's Walbaum, Talukian, and Marriott.
All right.
So let's see here. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to do some damage here. Top of the third. So, for as cold as it is out here, Cam Saunders has thrown 45 pitches. I'm sure this might be his last inning. Haven't seen anybody up in the Crawfordsville bullpen yet, but that could change pretty quickly next inning. But you know what? He's had 4 base runners, 3 walks, and hit by pitch.
No solid contact.
No
solid contact whatsoever, and that's kind of the measure here. And if he's missing all over the place, it'd be one thing, but he's really not missing by a lot when with some of the balls he's throwing. So he's right around the plate. So it's not like he's really struggling to throw strikes, and he's really struggling to hit things down. Owen Bennett throws a nice ball down to second base. Worked really hard this offseason at his throwing down to second base.
That'll bring up Owen Walbaum. Owen's this designated hitter. He hit by a pitch in the first.
Walbaum registered as a catcher according to the roster. I think he caught a little bit last year in the game we played up at West Lafayette. Starts him out. Heard Mike say that was low. Looked pretty good, but it was a little low.
Again, he's been pretty consistent down there. So.
He has. And again, that's all coaches want, just consistency.
Nice.
Good curveball right there to get
1-0 curveball.
Get started there. It's one of the toughest things, and that's one thing that, Trent's, I think, kind of an anomaly when it comes to his curveballs. Another ball there on that just misses outside. He was so good at throwing his curveball in any count. In high school, it's so hard sometimes because a kid throws a curveball, and it's like it's got to be one that they have to swing and miss.
Right.
So, that's going to be a tough play.
Fitzwater's
left-handed as Fitzwater makes the catch. Tough play, especially coming off the left-handed bat, as that's tailing a different way than what they're normally used to. Right-handed hitters is going to tail to a left fielder's left, where that's going to tail a little more to the right.
Right.
especially tough for the infielders, but Fitz is, again, just a solid utility player, makes a really good play there. Luke Luke now the hitter. When it comes to the curveball, there's a difference. Get me over, and then one of the ones that you want to get a swing and a miss.
Right.
And Trent was just, and I think Connor was good at that too. His last 2 years, junior, senior, his curveball was darn near unhittable at times. And Trent was really, like I said, masterful at that. And that's going to be one thing that Cam's going to have to do this year. Carson Scott makes a good play in the hole to his right. Yep. Good dig there by Will Kellerman. Hardest ball hit.
That's exactly what I was getting ready
on
to say.
the night.
The hardest ball on the night, and it didn't even make it out of the infield.
It did not.
Nice play by Carson. Good stretch by Will. Nice job by Cam. So
the first baseman.
I'll bring up Colin Marriott. Marriott popped up to the shortstop McCarty in his first at bat.
Open stance a little bit here, looking to
nice
go for the pole as he starts the curveball right there.
I tell you what, I mean that's one thing. You brought up Connor and Trent, and that's just one thing that Coach Welliver works with these guys on is that late breaking curveball. That a lot of teams just aren't used to seeing. And if you can throw it and be effective, and you can set it up with your fastball, that's the biggest part of it.
Well, there was nothing more frustrating and nothing more challenging as a hitter than knowing that you are facing a pitcher that can throw any pitch with confidence in any count.
Boy, I'm not sure that was. I didn't see Owen move his glove there.
Not much there. So count runs to 2-1. And again, Mike's not giving much on that outside corner tonight.
No.
I think he gave one pitch to Fitzwater. That's chopped. Good reading the hop there. Austin lasers that one over to first. Great play right there for Austin Warren. Man, that was a laser. Absolute laser. And he played the hop very well, and then he just nonchalantly throws that thing over to first base. No problem.
Yeah, great job by Austin, because that's kind of a tween hop there a little bit. He could have come up and charged it, but did a nice job of just sitting back, turning his glove over, looking to see where the guy was, and just counting him out at first base.
Well, and then that's a veteran play right there.
Right.
It really is, because that's one where he kind of got that. If he comes in too much, that's going to be on the in-between, so he's going to have to probably field it both hands down, probably below his waist, but he took and waited for the good hop. And obviously trusted his arm too. He knew that was going to be a tough play. Good wheels on the bases too, but he just lasered it over there. So after 2.5, Athenians still leading 3-0. Athenians have 2-3-4 coming up, which will be Scott, Warren, and Bennett this inning. Real quick, said some things about the Sagamore Conference. The only team not to play tomorrow, scheduled to play tomorrow. Obviously, the Athenians don't play again until Saturday, and then Lebanon is on spring break, so they will not have any games. But Covington is scheduled to be at Southmont. Traders Point is scheduled to be at Western Boone. Cardinal Ritter, who defeated West Lafayette this Saturday, will be at Tri-West. That will be an excellent contest. Danville will be at Monrovia. Frankfort is scheduled to play Noblesville, who just went down and had a really successful trip down in Tennessee, and also beat Cathedral, who was number 1 in the state.
Wow.
And then North Montgomery will be at North Putnam. So Sagamore Conference gets going this week.
Yep. Lebanon had a really good game 2 weeks ago against Central Catholic. Went up to Central Catholic and lost 2-1. So Lebanon. They
had an interesting start. As Carson takes ball one, they played at Central Catholic and lost 2-1, and then they hosted they hosted two teams in one night in a doubleheader. Played Pike as Carson takes ball 2, lost to Pike 9-2. And Pike's was pretty young last year and is going to be pretty solid. They lost to them 9-2, and then they lost to Indian Creek 6-4, who has a kid who is committed. Trevor Anke's his name. I believe he's committed to IU. No, either IU or Purdue.
Really?
It's Cincinnati. Okay, I think he's just a junior, if I remember right, Trevor Anke, because I remember going and seeing him.
Oh, boy. Gave him that one.
That was the token 3-0 right there. Mm-hmm. Looked a little bit there.
Yeah, the 2-0 was a little close, so he gave him the 3-0.
Yeah.
Not getting that one.
That's ball 4 there.
So Carson reaches base for the second time. That'll bring up Austin Warren.
Again, it looked like Siciliano may have been set up outside and had to reach across a little bit. That's
right.
Be interesting to see how they pitch Warren here, knowing that he hit as he gets into another one, but the center fielder perfectly played there, and he'll make the catch. Got a good pitch to hit.
He did.
Real good pitch to hit, like the aggressiveness there, giving him an opportunity to swing the bat there. It's a good play there for the center fielder. Really didn't have to do that. That brings up the catcher, Owen Bennett. Owen Bennett was hit by a pitch his first time up. Kind of an odd play right there.
Weird, yeah, but
Owen squared around the butt. I don't know.
I don't think he called it a strike.
Now he pulled back. That was a weird.
Did it hit off the catcher?
It did. He kind of not for the trying part as Owen fouls off the 1-0 offering. He was trying to catch it, but he didn't see that it hit off his shin guard. So the pitcher actually was the one that picked it up on the. I think you'd have to give that a pass ball there on the catcher, as that was obviously a catchable ball. It should have been made.
Oh,
and nice it takes pitch.
That's a nice 1-1 curveball.
Tight spin there. More than likely probably taking that off-speed pitch until he gets 2 strikes there. So
I think Owen thought it might hit him in the shoulder there a little bit.
Fouls off pretty good pitch there.
Yep.
One again looked like it may have gotten just a little bit too much to the plate. Again, different teams have different philosophies when it comes to 0-2 and 1-2.
Yep.
So the pitch there may have been, not sure where, I don't know if Walbaum or Strode calls the pitches. I see the catcher over there looking, puts Warren in motion to get him over to third base. Probably a pretty good play there, because if Warren's not in motion there, more than likely he's stuck at second base.
Right, exactly.
So pretty good move there, and give Owen credit putting that ball on the ground instead of lifting it and put it in the air, giving Austin the opportunity here.
First baseman, Will.
It did hit Meek right in the chest, though.
It did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I said, no way Warren gets to third base without sending him in motion. So that brings up Will Kellerman. Takes the ball low and in the dirt there. Had a pretty good at bat his first time.
He did.
Fouled off some tough pitches and then lined into a double play to the third baseman. 1-0 pitch to Kellerman. Taken outside for a ball. 2-0. Just going to stay away from him, it looks like here.
Tell you what, sun went down, clouds kicked in. It probably dropped 4 or 5 degrees out here.
The sad thing is, they were saying today that with the rain coming in, some warm front or something is supposed to come in and talking about like raising the temperatures. That it's a foul ball.
Really?
Heard 70 and thunderstorms tomorrow. After we just had 5 inches of snow and then back to 40 on Wednesday.
It's crazy. And then another chance of snow.
It's not crazy.
This Saturday.
It's not crazy. It's Indiana.
Yeah, that's true.
It's Indiana.
Yep. If you don't like the forecast, if you don't like the weather, stick around for 5 minutes.
That's right.
It's down.
As Kellerman's going to get a nice effort by the center field. That's going to be a base hit, and that may actually cost him a base for the effort. But a good throw, solid throw, and he is safe. So a good effort. Will was thinking 2 out of the box too. So credit to Will Kellerman on the base hit, and then he turns it into a double. Like the sellout of the center fielder trying to make a play.
Right.
But it does cost him a base. Sometimes, that's a play you make. It's 2 outs.
Exactly. That's what I was getting ready to say. 2 outs, guy on third. Hey, why not dive and try to make a play?
And that's a really good job by Will, too. Inside out did a little bit, but a pretty solid pitch. Didn't try to do too much with it. Just tried to flare it out in the outfield, drive in the run.
Got to bring up Sammy Riddle. Sammy singled his first time up. So Athenians take advantage of a leadoff walk here in the third inning.
And that's what the Athenians are going to have to do. You don't have the guys in the order like you did last year, Caden Jones and Chase Dow, that could drive the ball out of the ballpark. You're going to have to be able to take advantage of opportunities, move guys over, get little base hits like that. And they've done a pretty good job of that so far here in the contest. Ball's taken low, so Riddle runs the count to 2-0.
Yep, Meek's thrown a lot of pitches this inning.
They kind of flip-flop. Cam only threw, 10 last inning?
He did. Yeah, he's at 15 already here, so.
And that's with Austin Warren having the first pitch.
Right.
It's going to be a foul ball, a 2-1 count there. Or 2-0 count, sorry.
You driving home after this, or you?
I am not.
Okay,
I am not.
You're staying at your mom's house.
I am. Thank goodness my mother doesn't charge rent, or I'd be broke.
Yep.
But Sammy takes the 2-1 to right field. That's going to be down. That's a nice little piece of hitting right there.
Yep.
Base hit there. Will score from second, and the Athenians will now go up 5-0. Again, two great at-bats by Will Kellerman and Sammy Riddle. Again, Kellerman could, on the pitch that he got, could have just absolutely taken a monstrous hack and ripped that thing down the right side, but just stayed within himself, did a nice little piece of hitting right there to go to the left, kind of left center field, and then Sammy on the outside pitch just looked to take that outside pitch to right field to drive in another run.
Right, yep. Great job by a junior and
The
a senior.
pitcher, Cam Saunders.
It brings up a guy especially that you want to hit in this situation who's really been swinging the bat pretty well in Cam Saunders so far to start the year.
Oh, boy. Not sure what that was, but that definitely had him fooled a little bit. Boy, they're giving him a lot of room down the left field line.
And not much pop, and he's one that can get a hold of one too, especially and the wind's blowing from right to left, so I mean it's blowing out to left if he gets a hold of one. So he takes strike 2 there. Like he might have taken a little bit off of that too. A little bit of a spin on that, not as tight and as much of as his breaking ball was, but took a little bit off there.
Right. Must be really wet out there. He keeps changing.
Well, that one he didn't catch either, and kind of the shortstop had to. Nothing gets a coach more frustrated than when your pitcher and catcher either can't catch and can't throw, or their focus isn't good enough to get it back. So Cam's in the old 0-2 here. The 0-2 delivery. Puts in play. That's going to be a tough play. Pitcher gets over.
Boy. He almost
makes that play a little bit more difficult than it probably should be, but nevertheless that ends the inning. But the good guys are able to produce 2 runs on a pair of Athenian hits.
Right.
So far, played a pretty clean game these first 3 innings. You know, you think with the field conditions the way they are and things, you might get a little bit of a air fest at times. But both teams have really done a pretty nice job considering the conditions and things.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you know, and for the cooler temperatures, you know, I mean, to play 3 pretty solid innings. Saunders back out? Yeah, he is back out.
Let's just be real. You know, as a coach, it's, you know, you don't make excuses with the kids. You play in everything. But there's a psychological thing to playing in the cold. And Coach Froge is awesome. He has these guys out practicing in this. The first week on that Tuesday when it snowed, on Twitter there were some pictures of them. You saw some of the guys, and on the left side of them they were like vehicles. It was great that they were outside.
Yep.
And from what I think Coach Welliver said, I can't remember who I talked to. I asked them if they went out that day, and they said they were out. And they said the guys didn't expect anything different. They expected to be outside. I mean, it's just an expectation that they, you know, that sun's out, whether it's 20 or whether it's 80, they're outside, and that's.
Well, as you know, we now have the nice football field that's turf to do it on. And what these guys don't understand is the guys before them did it in the parking lot.
They did.
You know, and
they did. And I was a part of some of those practices at times. It was, you know. And then what else, you know, with the temperature and stuff, sometimes we have to wait until track is over, which can be 5 or 5:30.
Right.
So then if you have a 30-degree day when the sun is out, then the sun, like you said, the sun goes down.
Right.
It gets a little chilly.
Exactly. Yep.
So these guys are used to it. So, you know, it's, like I said, this is nothing there. This is probably warm to them.
Exactly.
So this is good. So.
Yeah, look at Owen Bennett. He didn't even have sleeves on.
No, he does. Well, he's got them rolled up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know, come on.
I
come on now. 80 degrees now. Let's go. Right. That hasn't changed too much.
Yeah.
So as much as they beg for it too every year.
Exactly.
So.
Coach, it's 65. It's been in the 30s. That'll bring up Kyle Adams. Kyle's a shortstop. He was hit by a pitch. His first time up was stranded on first. So part of that bases loaded, where the Red Devils stranded the bases loaded, that pitch just outside for ball 2.
And it says something too. He is a freshman as well, and it says something. You know, the 3 big spots when you are a freshman to play: catcher, shortstop, and center field, and even pitcher too. Right. You know, anywhere up the middle, pretty big-time spots. As Cam throws, again, 2-0 curveball, gets a strike call there. Again, because now you're the hitter. You're thinking, okay, fastball count.
Right.
Just do a curveball 2-0. What exactly am I going to get here? But he takes advantage of the fastball. That goes out to center right to Josh Blackburn, who camps under it. Got to give an old shout-out to Coach Jackson. Get a little can of corn action right there.
Exactly.
A little can of corn action.
Little baseball cliche.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, the Coach Jacksonisms as we had at good old Western Boone, as August Schott comes to the plate, the senior right fielder for the Red Devils. Takes a fastball down in the dirt. Owen does a nice job of keeping it in front there.
Did he coach at Western Boone when you were at Lebanon?
No, he did not.
Okay,
he did not. He had a son. His youngest was same age as me, graduated in 2002. His shot fouls that one straight back. He got out of coaching in 2002. I think he coached from, I wanted to say like 96 or 97 to, he may have done it a little longer than that. But his last year was 2002. And then Western Boone went through quite the line of coaches from there, unfortunately. So
yeah, they're still kind of going through the line of coaches right now.
They are, unfortunately. Yeah. They got a guy out of North Central. He's been an assistant coach at North Central for a long time, named Phil Webb, and he's got some pieces in place, obviously, to have a pretty good year.
Yep.
And his shot will pull that one foul. Here if you're Western Boone, you look at it like, yeah, we moved down to 2A, and then wait a minute, Lafayette Central Catholic's in your section.
Yeah, exactly.
And
But you know what? I mean, they have a good senior group.
They do.
And then you throw in Peyton Young and some of the younger guys, and they should be a pretty solid team. We'll see how they
nothing like going
compete in the Sagamore Conference.
Nothing like going to family outings and seeing Peyton Young at all these outings after what happened last year. Yeah, he's a cousin of mine.
Oh, is he really?
Oh, he is. He's very, very good young man. Very, very good head on his shoulders. Him and his brother both. You can tell that my cousin Jeremy is a Colts fan because he has two sons, Peyton and Eli. So.
Yep. And Peyton's one of those kids that you want on your team because he flat refuses to lose. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you just watch him and he's out there. He's giving it all 100%. And he. Oh, I thought that was Coach Fudge calling a timeout.
Pretty tough pitch to take there on ball 4. Looks like we're going to get a pinch runner for the right fielder. I don't know if that was down or outside. That might have been down. But he's not been given those outside. Again, outside, not much at all. So, I know that it's been talked about, from the season previews of all that I've read. We obviously read our season previews in both the paper and the journal. Coach Merrick and Coach Welliver and Coach Froge, and then read in the Reporter the previews for Western Boone, and Lebanon being the Boone County guy that I am, as Cam gets pitch right back to him, but first error of the contest.
Yep.
Got what he wanted right there.
Yep, he did.
1-6-3 double play, but.
Yep. Boy, that's tough. That's all right.
Better to get those out now than later on in the year.
Exactly. Yep, let's get them out here in 1st of April.
That's right.
And not at the end of May.
Brings up the hitter Colin Martin. He's the 8-hole hitter. He's the third baseman. Again, another freshman. So the left side of the infield for the
Colin Martin.
The Red Devils. For
the Red Devils, they are completely freshmen. Left fielder is Talukin. He's a senior. So and then you have the catcher, you have third baseman, shortstop. 3 pretty big time spots, especially considering the competition they're going to play that are all freshmen.
Right.
His first pitch a little up on the curveball for ball 1. This may be, going back to the coaches, the 3 coaches here in Montgomery County and the 2 coaches in Boone County, all said the same thing, that this may be by far, as Cam throws, wild pitch there, gets away from Bennett. And they count to 2-0 there. Maybe the best Sagamore Conference has been top to bottom in a really, really long time. Yep. So it's going to be
it'll be a dogfight.
Be a tight race for sure. So
Well, I mean, North Montgomery comes in with two really good pitchers and Caleb Donahue and Justin Clary. I'll be anxious to see, what they can do on the offensive side of the ball. But, Coach Miracle will have them ready to play. And Southmont, reigning sectional champions, and they
only one in our sectional.
And they return most everybody. So, and Coach Welliver will have them ready to play. So
Martin swings and misses at that 2-0 offering. And obviously Weimer, Cole Weimer is back, and he's a very formidable ace.
And Cole
Cam just missed on the outside corner, driving the count to 3-1.
Yep, Cole Roach is a very formidable number 2.
Yep.
It's going to be fun baseball here in
Montgomery
County.
It is. Obviously, Tri-West being the the defending sectional champs from our sectional from last year, as Cam throws ball 4 to Martin, which will load the bases, but also helps that obviously get another ground ball right back to the pitcher this time. Go back to going to force out anywhere. So Coach Welliver will go to try to talk Cam down here. This is a big at bat right here for the Red Devils. Obviously, this is the 9-hole hitter. It's really, I think, really key at bat for both teams, because here you got Cam, who wants, and obviously Coach Welliver is telling him 9-hole hitter.
Right.
Okay, you can't take the 9-hole hitter for granted, but this is the guy you got to attack, and it's got to be this guy. You want to get a ground ball by this guy. You don't want to go any farther because you don't want the lineup to turn necessarily here.
Right.
For West Lafayette, obviously want to get this guy on base so that you can get to the top of the order. So this is a big at bat here.
Yeah. Forbes struck out on his first at bat. He faced the 3-1 curveball and then the 3-2 fastball to set him down. So
this pitch from Cam is popped straight back out of play. Strike 1 is always, best pitch in baseball. Always ask the pitchers, what's the best pitch in baseball? Strike 1.
Exactly.
It's not curveball, not fastball. Strike 1. Whatever you can do to get strike 1. That's the most important pitch, especially first pitch strikes. First pitch strikes are
makes life a lot easier.
Indeed.
Nice pitch. Nice block by Owen Bennett. That right there shows how much trust Cam Saunders has in his catcher. I'm going to throw a curveball down and low away, and it's going to be in the dirt, and I'm going to expect my catcher to get it. And that takes a lot of confidence on both sides there.
2 pitch from Cam. Good 0-2 pitch right there. Just missed off that outside corner. May have been a little high, too.
Yeah.
Came in a little high, but
Yep. Hung that just a little bit too much for 0-2, but that's all right.
1-2 to Forbes. Another good block there by Owen. Really good pitch there by Cam too. You saw that Forbes in the 0-2 look to possibly offer, so you go back to that pitch again.
Right.
That's 2-2.
Dialed that
right. Fastball there a little bit. Runs it to the count full.
Yep.
Reckoning pitch right here for both Forbes and for Saunders.
You're looking fastball for Forbes. That's a little high.
Just misses for ball 4, so that'll walk in the first run of the contest for the Red Devils.
Again, Red Devils still without a base hit.
I think, was it just this inning or was it the last inning? They just drove their first ball out of the infield. Basically out of the infield, obviously to Blackburn.
Last inning they flew out to, I don't know,
Josh.
Call a fly out to Cade out and left, but
that's true. They had a couple just right there on the inside part. First pitch is going to be a base hit there. First hit of the contest for the Red Devils. Good throw. Good relay. Safe at the plate. Good relay, though, there. Coming in from right. Decker had a very good throw there.
He did.
From right field.
Yep.
Might have been a close play. Will not cut it, but probably a good idea to cut it because, again, with the conditions on the infield, the way you don't know how that bounce is going to take.
Right.
So 2-run score.
But I tell you what, Jake put that right where it needed to be.
He did. Excellent relay throw. A really good throw by Will. Maybe a little lower there. Really good relay all the way around.
Yeah. So West Lafayette has 3 runs here.
2 runs, just 2.
No,
it is 2. They did score 2 runs. That's right. 5-3. That's right.
5-3.
So 3 runs in. First hit of the contest for the Red Devils. First little adversity faced here by the Athenians in the contest.
Yep.
Great pitch right there by Saunders. It's a pop-up. Scott will make the catch.
I tell you what, all of these runs unearned because you had that double play ball up the middle.
That is true. Yes, it is.
I mean, so all 3 of these runs against Saunders are unearned at this point. So,
which always kills me because that's an error on him. So technically,
right, right, exactly. Well, we can ask the stat master Jeff now.
There's plenty of justice that gets just retribution for other things that it does balance itself out. Yeah. It really does. So there's Luke Tolukian.
Luke is 0 for 2. Struck out in the first, grounded out to the third baseman in the third, and he's going to fly out to the left fielder, Cade Fitzwater.
Fitzwater makes the catch.
But the Red Devils score 3 runs on 1 hit.
The Red Devils score 3
1
runs
Athenian error, and they strand 2.
Error and leave 2.
So the Athenians have a little battling back to do here. As the lead is cut from 5-0 to 5-3. First hit of the contest, first error of the contest, also comes in this inning. Which one thing I thought we needed to do a better job of last year and then even this year is handling adversity at times. And that's kind of a problem I think that a lot of this generation is facing anyway. But how do we handle when things are not going well? When we get down a couple of runs,
right.
And it's so easy to try to press and try to get you get down 3 or 4 runs to try to get all 4 runs right back at that time and try to guys try to do a little bit too much here. So it's a perfect opportunity. West Lafayette gets 3 runs. See how the Athenians respond. If they try to put up another run here, try to get 1 or 2 here, and try not to do too much. Still playing really, really well. Again, you take away the errors. You said all 3 of those runs unearned.
Right. Yep.
Okay, that play is made, 9 out of 10 times.
Right.
And it's not like they don't work on those, those PFPs all the time.
Right. But it's a game situation. It's a little cool. Nerves are probably going a little bit, but there is activity down in the Athenian bullpen. Austin Warren is down there.
The shortstop.
West Lafayette did have somebody down in the bullpen warming up for them too. Didn't see who it was, but very nice. McCarty takes the first pitch down low for a ball.
Yeah, McCarty struck out his first at bat. One of only 2 strikeouts for Meek in the game.
Which I can guarantee you after they had talked quite a bit about can't do that.
There's a ground ball.
Ooh, that looked like for a second that thing was going to take
comeback.
Was going to take the comeback. Yes,
exactly.
That's right.
All right, so I've been corrected. One of the runs is earned. We can't assume a double play. We can assume the out at second, but the run can't assume a double play ball. So the guy that reached first is actually an earned run. So two unearned and 1 earned for Cam there. So
I thought the other guy got on and advanced on something else. Obviously, right. You can't assume. You never can assume a double play, which obviously makes the runner. I thought there was something else that.
Yeah, the first guy walked, and then he reached on the.
There was a pass ball.
Yeah, pass ball.
That's right, and that doesn't count towards the unearned run.
Yep. Boy, good pitch by Meek.
His curveball in between innings looked a lot more sharp. Looked a lot more. He looks like obviously those 3 runs have given him a little bit more confidence.
Right. Exactly.
I'll strike that. That brings up Cade Fitzwater. Cade Fitzwater.
He struck out.
Struck out 2-3 his first 2.
Yep. I'm not sure what happened, but somehow they had to throw it to first base. So, now I'm surprised he moved out.
Called third strike. Guy dropped it.
Okay, is that what it was?
Called third strike. Guy dropped it. Yes. As he takes ball 1 there, low and inside. Looks like number 30, something maybe 35 down there. As Fitzwater takes his called strike there.
35. That is David Krogman. He's a freshman.
Yep. Again, looks like he's coming a little bit from the side there. Fitzwater will take ball 2, low and inside, so it runs the count to 2-1. Wind's about the same as it was, but like you said, it makes a huge difference when that sun goes down, goes behind the clouds here. Cade runs it to 3-1. Pretty solid crowd here for Monday night post-spring break for the Athenians. Everybody in blankets except for the couple students we have here. And everybody else in blankets and hats and gloves and things. This Cade will take ball 4. Which will then bring us back to the top of the Athenian order in the form of center fielder Josh Blackburn, who has one of the 5 Athenian runs from an infield hit in the first inning and then grounded out to the first baseman in his second at-bat.
Josh Blackburn.
See what they are going to do here. Blackburn takes ball low, it looks like here.
Yep, saw coach's signal. I didn't give him anything, so.
Coach Strode will take a quick timeout here. Let him know the situation here, what to expect, what they're going to do on anything here.
Right. I'm assuming we'll see Austin Warren come in here, start the 5th inning for Crawfordsville.
What's Cam's pitch count up to right here?
You know, I didn't even add it, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. So after the quick
25.
coaches, so
he's up to 80.
80 pitches. So the quick coaches meeting. Burn takes it's like a fastball inside. Now runs the count to 2-0 here. Looks like he's going to be taken, I think, here 2-0. Probably good count 2 take here, especially after he walked Fitzwater. He does take 2-0 here, then runs the count to 2-1.
Tell you what, giving Josh a lot of room down the right field line. I'm not sure he can push it out there, but man.
The right field gap where the Athenian sign is wide open too. But that's going to go into left field. That's going to be a base hit.
That'll be Josh's 3rd hit of the game. Oh, no, 2nd hit of the game.
Makes him 2 for 3. And again, doesn't do too much there. Inside pitch, got a good pitch to hit. Doesn't try to do anything more with it. Just lines it into left field for a base hit. Let's see what the Athenians can do here. They've taken pretty good advantage of the opportunities they have had. The first time the Red Devils did that in the top half of this 4th inning. Carson Scott's now at the plate. Takes a ball inside.
Carson's 1 for 1. Singled and scored in the first, walked and scored in the 3rd. So Carson with 2 runs here.
A switch hitting Carson Scott. Really nice, pretty nice job hitting right-handed too. Pitch from Meeks.
Boy.
That's the first one I would question Mike a little bit on there. That was reached a little bit for that one.
Yep.
Came in on the outside. So 1-1 here.
What about a bunt down the 3rd baseline here, Coach? Oops, swinging away.
Pretty good cut there by Carson, though.
Yep.
That's usually one, depending on who it is and kind of the ability for them to bunt, that sometimes Coach Rhodes will, every once in a while, give them the opportunity to kind of read that for himself. I think eventually Carson will earn the opportunity to be able to do that.
Nice.
Carson just flares one right there into left field for a base hit. Again, just 2 really good pieces of hitting. Blackburn got a good pitch to hit inside and just turned on it and just threw it into left field. Didn't do anything extra with it. Carson right there got an outside pitch that he could drive and just flares it right out there into left field. So the bases are full.
I think that'll be Meeks' last pitch.
And that will be Meeks' last pitch, as now it looks like freshman number 35, David Krogman, will come into the game for the Red Devils. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's 34. It is August Shot. I couldn't tell because 35 is a pretty big guy, I think, if I saw that right, too. But August Shot it does have him listed as a pitcher down there. How many pitches did Meeks end up with?
79.
79. So right at about that 80 threshold, so they could use him
right
on Thursday if they wanted. So it looks like we're going to get another sidearm guy here in August Shot. He was in right field and was replaced by a pinch runner in the top half of the fourth inning when it eventually would be one of the runs that scored. Again, he is a senior. Also had him listed as a first baseman as well, so they have some guys who are playing in some different spots tonight. That's kind of the great thing sometimes about playing a inter-region team, that you obviously want to go and win the game, but you know that sometimes in these early season games against teams that you may not see either very often, or you may not see till later on, you kind of use these games as an opportunity maybe to see some guys in some spots that you otherwise may not see them in preparation for the conference. And they played a pretty competitive conference as well. Their conference is, I think, either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, kind of like what ours is.
Right.
Benton Central, Lafayette Central Catholic. That's a pretty solid baseball conference.
Yeah,
pretty solid baseball conference.
Now, Hamilton Heights,
Twin Lakes.
Yeah, that's,
ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? The new pitcher for West Lafayette is number 34.
This is the time, obviously, to kind of get your things settled going into conference play. Or if you're, unfortunately, kind of like Westfield and Zionsville and Noblesville and all those teams, they've already started conference play and played 3 games in their conference already. So here comes Austin Warren, who obviously had the big shot of the contest, the 3-run home run in the first inning to get things started for the Athenians as he takes ball 1 high.
Shot of side armor.
He is. Got some good movement. To the ball, runs in a little bit, gets a little, as my old pitching coach used to call, turning it over. Gets a little downward action to the inside as Austin takes a pretty healthy cut at that fastball to even the count at 1-1. Comes a delivery from Schatz. It's outside.
Works slow. Shading Austin a little bit towards, they're shading everybody a little bit.
They really have. They've left that right center field gap wide open, and a couple of our hitters have done a pretty nice job. Going the other way, he took a pretty healthy hack to that one.
Exactly. That ball looked like a beach ball coming in.
It did. That's one of the toughest pitches to not just want to try to hit to the school. That high and outside pitch that just is just as, like you said, as big as a beach ball. So 2-2 pitch here to Warren. Just outside. So runs the count full here for the Athenian third baseman, who possibly could be going into pitch this next inning. Delivery, fouled it off. A good, tough pitch right there.
Yep. Good job by Austin.
Fouling off a tough pitch. Again, one thing that I felt like we didn't do a really good job of last year was fouling off tough pitches, and they struggled a little bit in Tennessee to do that. So it's nice to see them doing some of those things tonight. Swing and a miss. That's a good pitch right there. Good downward action for a shot right there. Really not much Austin can really do except to try to beat that thing into the ground, possibly fouled off. So big pitch there for the Red Devils reliever. That will bring up Owen Bennett.
Owen is, he is 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI. No, he's 0 for 1. Got hit by a pitch to the first and grounded out to the pitcher in the third. I'm one person ahead of myself. So
first game for everybody here at the Athenian complex. That's okay.
Yeah. And pitch fouled off by Bennett.
Got 2 pretty good pitches to hit there. Got a good inside pitch from he fouled off on the inside part, and then got a good outside pitch there. Just missed a little bit there. So 0-2 for Bennett.
Boy, this would be big opportunity here for Owen Bennett to put a couple extra, respond back to that 3 spot West Lafayette put up in the top of the 4th with a couple runs here for Crawfordsville.
Regain some of that momentum that we lost after giving up the 3 runs. Ground ball. This is going to be a tough play. That's safe. Yeah. That's more than likely going to be. That's a tough play in the hole.
It is.
Does pull the guy off the base. We'll see what. I'm going to go hit. Coach Froder's going to want to. He'd say that's a hit. I don't know about Nelson up there. Nelson's the the pro.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll wait just a second since Nelson's up in the box. See what they put up there. I haven't seen an official scoring yet, but the Athenians do get a run. So Will takes a fastball in that outside corner for a strike. They gave it an error.
Yeah, I figured.
I figured he would too. Yeah, yeah. So that now means that every run scored the rest of the way will now for sure be unearned after the error. Well, takes that pitch a little bit outside. Good pitch there for Schott. He just got that pitch on that outside corner of the last pitch. You know, why not go out a little bit farther to see what he might get, or see if he might get Will to chase, and Will doesn't nibble. So that's going to be extra bases. That's going to get into the gap as far as it can go.
All right.
That thing just died. I thought sure he might still get extra bases there, but another good piece of hitting by Will Kellerman right there will drive in 2 more. So just like that, the Athenians have answered with a 3-spot of their own here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, and they're not done with runners on 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. We'll now get our courtesy runner, which looks like number 29, Andrew Martin. Will run for Bennett. The hitter is now Sammy Riddle, who had an excellent base hit in the 3rd inning. Had the opposite field base hit, I think, if I remember right, Scott, to drive in the run.
Mm-hmm.
So Schott got the big strike out of Warren, but then has given up back-to-back. Well, what the error and then the base hit. So 2 contacts that have resulted in runs for the Athenians.
I tell you what, that was a tough play. I mean, you know, for the freshman shortstop to go in the hole, try to throw it across the diamond, but good job.
Good throw does have him. Right, so I mean, it did pull the guy off the base. So it's
right.
Sammy up the middle. That is off the glove of the pitcher. So is that technically a 1-6 put out? There. So the Athenians do respond. They matched the 3 spot that the Red Devils put up here in the home half of the 4th inning. So we go to the top half of the 5th. The Athenians leading 8-3. So we're obviously, well, you know, more than halfway through the contest, Scott, and some things that didn't get a chance to really talk about this before the game, but obviously some of the things that they wanted to try to improve upon. I would think from Tennessee, saw that they had, I think, struck out, like I said, struck out a few too many times. I think was one of the things that I heard Dan and Mike talk about down the trip was, you know, and a lot of them were looking too.
Right.
I had one game, I think they said they struck out, I think, either 9 or 10 times. I think 5 or 6 may have been looking in one of those contests. So obviously one of the things they wanted to get right was making sure that we make more contact, which we have done. We've done a nice job of putting the ball in play and battling off some tough pitches. And really some really good timely pieces of hitting.
Yeah.
Okay, Will Kellerman has 2 really big base hits that he could have done, you know, could have really put a hack into, but just, you know, took really nice solid swings.
Right.
Put the ball in play, score a couple runs. Sammy Riddle's got a big base knock, driving in a run. Really the ground ball, the shortstop there too was a good. That's a tough pitch. Got in on, I think it had to have been Owen. Tough pitch to fight that off, just to put the ball in play again. You want to put the ball in play and obviously make guys make plays. And really, for the most part, really Cam did a nice job tonight. You take away the error that he made there on that double play, you know, the really routine double play ball there that obviously he'd love to have back, but really did a nice job pitching himself out of a couple tight spots. Obviously in the 1st inning did a really nice job pitching out of the bases loaded jam, and really last inning could have been a lot more damaging than it was, but was able to pitch himself out of trouble.
Right.
So his stat line, 4 innings.
4 innings, 3 runs, 1 earned. On 1 hit, he walked 5 and struck out 3.
So nice solid outing. So that leads us to the sophomore,
number 34,
Austin Warren, hoping to come in and give some quality innings for the Athenians. This pitch from Warren is a fastball down low for a ball.
The first baseman, Colin Marion.
Another guy with pretty solid velocity as well, who's really picked up on his velocity. Some raw talent in that arm of Austin Warren. You see that there as he.
Saunders is now in left field for Crawfordsville.
So Saunders moves to left.
Fitzwater is at 3rd base.
Fitzwater moves to 3rd.
Batter, by the way, is Colin Marriott, the Red Devil first baseman and 4-hole hitter. So he will ground the ball to McCarty at short. Throws the first, and
nice
got him on the tag. Great athletic play by Will Kellerman right there. That's what is great about first basemen, that are able to make athletic plays like that and sometimes bail out your infielders. And Will is very, very good at doing that, both through the picks and being able to get in the air to make plays like that.
Yeah, nice play by Will. That'll bring
foul ball is
the shortstop, number 4, Kyle Adams. Kyle's 0 for 1, flew out to center in the 4th inning, and was hit by a pitch in the 1st.
Fouled off that first fastball to run it 0-1. Takes strike 2 right there. Austin Warren, a pitcher that generally will go exclusively out of the stretch. Feels a lot more comfortable going out of the stretch, more consistent out of the stretch. Really throws the ball really, really hard, really, really well. As he
does.
Lets loose of an breaking ball right there. Runs the count to 1-2. It's a pitch he threw that pretty well, I think, on Friday night, if I remember right.
Yeah,
he had the curveball working pretty well. It's fastball high there, so 2-2. It's amazing the difference a year makes. The confidence that Austin has. Mm-hmm. There's one thing you can... We talked about this. I can't remember when we talked about this. As he strikes out the freshman Adams. There are guys sometimes when they walk onto a baseball field or onto a basketball court, wherever, because they have presence.
Right.
And one thing, Austin, and I think Austin would be good enough to tell you, he didn't have a lot of presence last year. He has some presence this year, which that makes a huge, huge difference.
Right. Yep. And a lot of that goes with confidence.
It does.
And a lot of that, and you can tell by the way he steps on the mound this year compared to what he did last year. He's totally confident out there. So that'll bring up the pitcher, August Schott. August walked and scored in the 4th.
Fouls that pitch straight back.
He was the one that should have been forced out at second on the comeback.
On the ground ball.
Yep.
The 1-1 delivery from Austin Warren. Curveball just misses a little bit high. Doesn't really want that up that high anyway.
No.
So 2-1 count here. And here again, if you're a hitter, knowing that, even though he just threw, now he goes back to the fastball. I don't know if that got... Sometimes get mixed up a little bit there on the pitches, but sometimes as a hitter, you just, again, do a curveball 3-1.
Right.
Do a curveball 2-0 and 2-1. So you just don't know sometimes what's coming.
Right. So if you're August Schott, you're looking fastball right here. But don't be surprised if that's fastball.
As they go to ball 4 here. Obviously, curveball not working nearly as well tonight, but that does not mean anything when it comes to Coach Welver. He wants to make sure that sometimes you throw another pitch to come back to it, and eventually he will. He may use the pitches in between innings sometimes to get a little bit more on top, just a little bit, not really getting on top of it and finishing it very well this inning. And sometimes when you first come, especially when you come in cold out of the bullpen, sometimes that's really, really hard to do.
Right, exactly. So to bring up the catcher, Joey Siciliano. Siciliano is 0 for 2 on the game, struck out looking in the 2nd, reached on the air and scored in the 4th. So Austin might be overthrowing just a little bit here. Yep, that's what Coach is telling him.
And those things sometimes are going to happen with young guys. That's sometimes, unfortunately, the growing pains that we as coaches sometimes had watched with the pitchers. Takes a little bit off right there. Gets a good pitch. Pretty good healthy hack there from Siciliano, too. He's shaking his head as he looked down to Coach Stroh,
He's
too.
Like, doggone it, man. That's my pitch. Yeah.
So runs the count to 2-1 here. Try to take a little bit more off there to try to get that back cross. And sometimes the problem when they try to take a little bit off,
right,
everything slows down. The arm angle's not good. Sometimes release points off. Count now comes a 3-1 here.
Good pitch.
Swing and a miss. Very good pitch there. by Warren here. So full count. Runner will be going here as the count is full with 2 down. Pitch from Warren is ball 4. It's a little bit high and tight.
Owen came up. He was ready to throw him out.
It's good, which we want to see in the catcher. Make sure he's aggressive. Good job right there, Cale McCarty coming out.
Yep.
So Austin, just to, settle down here.
Right. 2 down.
Got defense behind you, made plays behind you.
The second baseman, Colin Martin.
So 2 down. I'll bring up Colin Martin. Martin's officially doesn't have an at-bat. Walked both of his at-bats. Walked and scored in the 4th. Scored the 3rd Red Devil run.
Good pitch right there. Again, strike 1. Important pitch right there for Austin to kind of get reestablished kind of his poise he kind of had when he started out with. He came out and started out pretty strong, throwing the ball pretty well. 1 pitch to Martin.
Is that a breaking pitch or is that
fastball?
All right.
Count runs to 1-1. Velocity's good tonight, just overthrowing just a little bit, trying to do too much there. Another really good pitch right there. The outside corner runs at the 1-2. Again, a guy just a lot of raw power in that right arm. Fouled straight back. Another pretty good fastball there by Warren. Maybe. I'm getting there. Good piece of hitting right there by Siciliano. Mm-hmm. Another really good throw again.
Boy, Decker is making good throws.
It's a really good throw there. Decker cut off by Kellerman there. The run does score. Mm-hmm. Again, a good piece of hitting there by the
freshman third baseman.
Freshman third baseman. Yeah, just right there on that outside corner. Didn't try to do too much with it.
The right fielder, Aiden Ford.
Would love to have seen Owen not have Will cut that.
Yeah,
see if that would have been a play at the plate.
Yeah, because that is Decker's second strong throw in a row.
Very good throw.
Yep.
First pitch strike again, this time to the 9-hole hitter, second baseman Aiden Forbes.
Yep, Aiden's 0 for 1, walked and had an RBI in the 4th. Feel free to use that. I have an extra one in my bag.
Okay.
All right. Oh, that's a great
good
pitch.
Curveball right
great
there.
Pitch.
First of the night. Was just actually getting ready to kind of make the comment that they've swung the bat on the fastball pretty well, and unfortunately, they know this. He's got to move him forward. He cannot be one-dimensional. Just throw the fastball. Got to get that curveball going too. As that one's outside for a ball, 1-2. Good 0-2 there. So want that a little bit more toward the plate, definitely for an 0-2, but definitely don't want that to catch too much of the plate.
Oh.
It's going to be a hit by pitch there.
So all this with 2 outs. That'll bring out Coach Welliver.
Because that will bring us back to the top of the Red Devil order in the form of Tyler Boyle, the sophomore center fielder.
Who's 1 for 2 on the night. Has a 2 RBI single in the 4th. Grounded out to the pitcher in the 2nd and walked in the 1st.
Austin stuff's been pretty good. Got the curveball
right
on the 1-1. 0-2 obviously tried to, was actually drives my wife nuts. We went to a place called the Crab Shack down where we went on vacation. Was watching the Dodgers and the Pirates, and I can't watch a game and not coach. And the pitcher was, as Austin throws first pitch for a ball low and outside. Starting pitcher for the Pirates had a really good fastball that was tailing away from the righties and into the lefties. As that ball is going to be flared over to short, really not going to be a play for McCarty there. So it's going to be an infield base hit. Really a tough play. Really not much he could do there. Fitzwater trying to go make the play. So there's no play at third. So an infield hit there. One of those Texas leaguers, not much you can do there. So that brings up the designated hitter, Owen Walbaum.
Walbaum's
low.
Now that's the designated hitter, Owen Walbaum.
Flew out to left his second at bat, flew out to second in last inning. Good
curveball right there. But sometimes especially young pitchers have a tendency to do is like on the 0-2 pitch, Owen set up obviously where he wants Austin to throw it. As he throws ball 2 there a bit high. He starts it at that spot and works it away from there instead of finding a location and then working it to the glove. It's,
right.
I mean, that's such a tough thing. It's such a tough thing to teach.
It is.
Another really good curveball right there. Mike Du Bois solid otherwise.
Yep. He's looking in the Athenian dugout. I'm not sure if somebody made a comment in there, but
counts now 3-1. That one's low for ball 4, but those are the best movement breaking ball wise that Austin has had of the night.
Right.
But unfortunately not across the plate. So another run will score. So another 3 spot put up here for the Red Devils. Makes the score now 8-6. And they are still hitting now with Luke Talukian, senior left fielder.
Yep.
Luke's
at the plate.
Luke Talukian.
Luke's 0 for 3 here.
Gets the first pitch strike right there. So Austin's getting ahead, doing a nice job of throwing the first pitch strikes. Loses a little bit of the focus down toward later in the at-bat. One here, yeah, I got down on a little bit below that one. The release there. It's now 1-1 to the Red Devils, 3-hole hitter, Talukian. Ball is low. From Warren running the count to 2-1. 2-1. Really big pitch right here for Warren. Takes a step off there, looks at the runners. Deep breath and back on the rubber here.
Not sure who coach is going to come back with here, but
foul to pitch off right there down the right field line. Runs the count to 2-2. That was
a good pitch.
And not a real good swing there.
No.
That's a 0-2 swing on a 2-1 pitch. But beneficial for us.
Oh, boy.
Fouled straight back and out of play.
They hit Owen or the
That hit the umpire.
That's what I thought.
See, now this drives me crazy.
What's
This
that?
drives me crazy. Umpire just got drilled.
Right. Take the ball out.
You take the ball out and give him a second.
Exactly. Yep.
I saw Fitzwater move in that direction. Fitzwater's usually really good at doing that. He would do that in JV games.
Right.
As Warren's curveball misses, run the count full.
Yep.
But he looked like, Mike looked like he was okay, so he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
So Mike's been doing this forever, so that's going to be ball 4. This is a good spot for, I like that they're leaving Austin in this spot. He's going to have to be able to handle some of this adversity because he's going to have to pitch in some big innings.
Exactly.
Coming up this year. We're going to, again, Danville, we start out, Tri-West and Western Boone the first 2 weeks.
Right.
Used to those, you could count on those games sometimes for being 4-0, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
Tri-West is arguably probably one of the favorites, if not the favorite in the conference this year with the offense that they have coming back. So this is a big spot right here. Good learning experience for Austin Warren.
Boy, nice job by Owen to get out there and get that ball.
Batter is Colin Marriott, the senior first baseman for the Red Devils. Just misses on that outside corner to run the count to 2-0. And again, all this
with
2 outs.
Yep.
And 1 hit?
2 hits.
2 hit. Both hit. Okay, both hit. Wait, is it 2 hits?
Yeah, it's 2 hits.
As we take strike, we only have 2 up on the board. No, we got 1.
Colin Martin had an RBI hit
okay,
down the right
that's
field
right.
line, and then
that's right.
Tyler Boyle had a hit down the right field line.
Okay, and they got their first hit last inning off of Cam. So Marriott runs the count not full, but to 3-1. And bases are still loaded. Nowhere to put him here. Austin will Walk in another Red Devil to tie the game. So we're back to the beginning here, starting it all over. Red Devils with 2 down.
Is that Coach?
Tie ball game. That is Coach Froge walking out to the mound here. And again, majority of all these runs have come with 2 outs.
Yeah, he retired the first 2 batters of the inning, and everybody else has scored. So.
All right, so the Athenians look like they are obviously changing pitchers here. Josh Blackburn will be the new pitcher for the Athenians.
Yeah.
Means that Warren will move back to third base and Fitzwater will move back to left. Blackburn got a little bit of work in Tennessee this past weekend. Threw pretty well for the Athenians. Did a pretty nice job while he was down there. Doesn't pitch very often. Really the first year that he has had the opportunity to pitch at the varsity level for the Athenians.
I can tell you about Fitzwater, and he played at Tennessee. It was an altered game. He played everywhere he could do any bases for the Athenians, but he still more better than what he played for all the Athenian baseball.
Talking about Cade Fitzwater again. We had said in the Scott and I had said, that's obviously Duggar as well on the mic here, is Cade Fitzwater again, probably one of the more versatile and most versatile players that the Athenians had. Kid will probably play. I would not be surprised if we see him in every position at some point this season, because obviously Cale McCarty might pitch a little bit possibly this season, so might see him a little bit at short. Might see him a little bit at second base if they move Carson Scott over to shortstop to make the play there.
I'm not for sure about Cale yet. He's still not ready to go for pitching yet, but he still has to practice a little bit more. I think maybe next week he might be able to get to play on pitching now. So
hey, but you know how Coach Welliver is, Duggar. You're a pitcher until he says otherwise, right?
Yeah,
that's right. So. All right, so Blackburn's got one more pitch before he is ready to continue here. The batter will be number 4, Kyle Adams. He is the freshman shortstop for the Red Devils.
Now batting the shortstop.
Adams is 0 for 2 on the night. First pitch from Blackburn. Will hit the freshman.
I can tell you about
so an RBI here. Sorry, Doug. Go ahead, buddy.
I did Blackburn play at Tennessee. He just pitched a lot better a couple times down at Tennessee, and
now batting the pitcher.
He's still kind of normal down there.
Good. Now the batter is the current pitcher, August Schott. His first pitch is a ball on the outside corner there. So the Red Devils have now taken the lead, putting up 3 in the 4th and now 6 here in the top half of the 5th inning. Schott's pitch is driven hard into left center field. That's going to get to the wall. That is more than likely going to clear the bases. Schott is in safely to second, and all 3 runners come around to score. And the Red Devils in business. Base clearing 3-run double by the pitcher Schott now extends the lead for the Red Devils to 12 to 8.
Joey Siciliano.
Bringing up the catcher, Siciliano. Which is a curveball called for a strike there for Siciliano. And again, all of these runs, 9 runs in the innings, Scott with 2 outs.
Yeah, I mean, we did a good job getting the first 2 guys out, and had a couple walks, and we spoke a little earlier. Walks usually come back to haunt you.
They do
at this level, and
they do. Owen makes a great block there on the Blackburn curveball. Runs the count to 1-1.
Yep, Siciliano's 1 for 2 on the day. Has scored twice.
Pretty good curveball right there. Just misses on that inside corner for the Athenian pitcher Blackburn, running the count to 2-1 to Siciliano. Blackburn's 2-1.
Boy.
Must have been low there.
Not sure what that was. Almost something off speed, but
3-1 pitch from Blackburn. Another curveball right there for a strike. Runs the count full to the freshman catcher. Here it comes. Grounded right to 1. Makes a good play. Throws it across the diamond to first. That will end the inning for the Red Devils, but they do their damage.
Yeah, they scored 9 runs.
9 runs.
On 3 hits, I think. Let's see. 1, 2.
The Red Devils scored 9 runs on 3 hits.
3 hits.
3 hits.
And leave 1.
No errors, and they leave 1 left. So Austin Warren throws two-thirds of an inning, has 1 strikeout. I know. 1, 2, 5 walks, 3 hits, 9 runs, all earned.
All earned.
All earned.
And walks. You said it. 5 walks.
5 walks. Yep.
5 walks. And
with
a couple of those.
With 2 outs.
All with 2 outs.
Right.
So that's going to be a big thing that Coach Roach is going to point to. It's a missed opportunity there for the Athenians.
Right.
But it's a big time spot right here. It's gut check time for the Athenians. One of the spots that we obviously have got to have, because there's going to be a lot of times this year in the Sagamore Conference where we're going to have to put, we don't necessarily have to get it back all at once here. Still got 3 innings to work with here. Okay, pitching in the defense has got to step up and make it up here, but just piece together a couple runs here and there. Don't got to get all 4 or 5 back at a time right here.
Right. Yep.
Look to get a couple each inning, because I think Schott's the type of pitcher where, he looks like he's a little wild and he's a little all over the place.
Right, exactly.
So,
and he's not going to blow anything past you, really.
No, he's not. He is not.
So that'll bring up, Athenians will have 6, 7, 8 in the order. That's Riddle, Saunders, and McCarty. No. Oh.
Now batting the left fielder.
7, 8, 9.
Saunders.
Yep. 7, 8, 9. Saunders.
I don't know if he's having to take the first pitch here or not. Sometimes I might have him take the first pitch here to make sure that Schott's throwing a lot of strikes here, get his pitch count up here, even though he just came in.
Right.
But again, with him being the sidewinder, sometimes location can be an issue, just as it was right there. Outside pitch for a ball, so count is 1-1 to Saunders.
Bottom of the 5th inning, 12 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for West Lafayette. 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Athenians.
Offense galore. Really all has come, most of it's come here in the last
2 innings.
2 to 3 innings here, yeah. Fouled straight back on that 1-2 pitch from August Schott. Has a little bit of the same arm slot as what Meeks had, but the movement is different.
Yeah, it is.
He throws it. Cam tries to foul off a pretty tough pitch right there, and is really a tough play for the first baseman, a ball that he probably feels that he should have caught.
Right.
Now, we'll see how, like I said, Nelson's in the box. Technically, that might be an error. I don't know how because sometimes they'll give errors on those as a play that should have been caught.
Right.
Nothing official yet, but I'd say that's a ball that the first baseman probably should have had, even in foul territory. Cam again fouls off really a nasty pitch. That ball is running in to the right-handed hitter.
Telling you, it's the way to go.
I'm thinking about it.
I'm telling you.
I'm thinking about it.
Time to break down. I'm breaking down.
This softy was down in Georgia, where it was a little chilly for Georgia standards, but hot compared to,
Yeah,
to up here.
Right,
so
exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold out as long as I possibly can because I guess I don't know if that's the coach in me or what, not able to have a blanket in the dugout. But good piece of hitting right there by Cam to foul off a really a tough pitch right there. Just beating it down the line, beating it in the ground, and giving himself an opportunity, hopefully to hit a mistake by shot here. He's thrown, 7 pitches?
Yeah, he's on, this is pitch number 9.
Okay, pitch number, about set 8, but it's up.
Yep.
Runs the count full, so a good long AB here by Cam Saunders here. This is exactly what the Athenians need. Get that first guy on. Hopefully work to get maybe 1 or 2 this inning. Fouls off really another tough pitch there. The Red Devil pitcher shot. He's now over 10 pitches for the AB.
The nice part is we've already paid Duggar off not to show us, so we're going to be fine. Yeah, he's got his car hard.
Yeah, he's smarter than us. Ah, strike 3, outside corner.
Not pretty good pitch.
Really good pitch. Yes,
with his movement, his run back towards his.
Just came back across that outside corner.
Yep.
Cale McCarty.
McCarty's up on the plate here. He's probably has a take here. McCarty's 0 for 2 on the day. Pitch is outside for ball 1.
It does make a big difference. Gosh dang.
It does.
Gosh dang. Call me soft.
Hey.
Blankets on. There we go. That's okay.
Hey, you know what?
It's called being smart, right?
That's right. That's right. Yep.
So McCarty takes 1-0 pitch for a strike here to run the count to 1-1.
My wife actually said, Coach Coy will not have a blanket. You're taking 2.
Oh, good Lord,
I'm
no.
like, okay. All right, I'll take 2. So,
smart woman right there.
If she's listening right now, I gave her props.
There you go.
So 2-1.
He runs it to 2-1, yeah.
2-1 on McCarty.
Oh, yeah. Tell your wife thank you, and I owe her big time.
I will do that.
Big time.
Oh, boy. He doesn't give them very often, but when he does, he makes sure he gives them, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
That pitch looked to be just a little outside. Now, where Kale's out on the plate, could he reach it? Yeah, but
2-2 pitch and swing and a miss by McCarty. Strike 3.
Yep. That's Shot's 3rd strikeout.
Second this inning.
Yep,
and
second this inning.
brings us to Cade Fitzwater.
Cade Fitzwater.
9-hole hitter for the Athenians tonight. Has been from left to third to left so far in the contest. Again, talked a little bit while you were off there, second scout, that he takes strike 1 here. Going to be, he might, again, we said it earlier, he may play 8 positions at some point this season. Already pitched.
Right.
Played third, played first, played left. Might see a little center.
Pitches out from ball 1. Looks like almost the same spot McCarty's was a little bit. May have been a little more up.
I think McCarty's was a little lower.
Yeah,
a little bit lower, yeah.
Pitch to Cade might have been a little up.
Yeah, he's giving it a little low.
Yep.
So the count goes to 1-2. To the senior left fielder. Grounded right to the third baseman. Sucks it off the chest, but regains himself and makes the throw over to first to retire the Athenian side in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Left.
So we'll go to the top of the 6th here. Athenians now trailing 12-8. Beginning right here for the Athenians to get in quick and get back in and hit. Again, 2 innings left. You have the top of your order coming up in the bottom half of the 6th. Again, not really feeling like you have to go get all 4 runs in that inning.
Right.
Get a couple here and there, get some guys on base. Get back into the game. We're not really a lot of games outside of the area, unless you were a school that went south or maybe possibly had the opportunity to go play at Grand Park. Most teams, like I said, around the region.
Yeah, I think that Frankfort Noblesville game's been moved to Grand Park tomorrow.
Okay.
Expecting
Nice.
all the rain. So I think I saw that on Frankfort's Twitter page. But
trying to look here on Twitter, see if there's really not much. Obviously, the national championship game going on tonight.
right, yeah, PBR had sent out a tweet earlier in the day and said, "Hey, if your game's going, please let us know." So obviously, they were expecting a lot of cancellations tonight as well.
Just saw where Delta got their game in. They're up by Muncie. They won 5-4 over Monroe Central. So another Indiana team got a game in. I don't know if they played maybe at Ball State or something.
Yep. Well, I don't think they got a lot of the snow that we did here.
No, they did not.
Okay.
The second baseman, Colin Martin.
That'll bring up Colin Martin. Colin is 1 for 1 on the day. RBI single in the 5th. Walked and scored in the 4th. Boy.
Again, just what the doctor ordered. Tough play. Great play there by Will Kellerman to bail out the throw by McCarty.
Yep.
But just what the doctor ordered there. 1 pitch, 1 out for the Athenians.
Right. It's two really nice plays by Kellerman down there at first base.
The right fielder,
That'll bring
Aiden
up
Forbes.
Aiden Forbes. Forbes is 0 for 1. Walked and drew an RBI in the 4th and was hit by a pitch and scored in the 5th. A pitch by Blackburn's right down the middle for strike 1. Nice job by Josh just coming in and just throwing strikes. Which is exactly what the Athenian pitching staff needed at this point.
Well,
Nice
especially with
curveball in there for strike 2.
biggest thing, obviously, with the lead, throw strikes.
Right, exactly.
Biggest thing to do, throw strikes.
Right.
Pitch with the lead. It's it's an easy thing to say. Hardest thing to do. Blackburn delivers the 0-2. Also a little
Just
up
a little high, yep.
on the curveball to run the count to 1-2. But again, got to be a learning experience for tonight for the sophomore Austin Warren. This ball 2 down low and in the dirt. Out between the 5-hole, Owen Bennett. So 2-2 for Josh Blackburn. Delivery.
Right back.
Gets him jammed. That's going to be a tough play. Ball just dies. That's going to be a base hit.
Yep. Boy, that's
That's a frustrating thing as a pitcher.
Yep.
It's going to be a tough play anyway. More than likely going to be a base hit. But you throw a great pitch, saws the guy off. But yet then you get it. But then you have the hitters who say the same thing. Well, I just drilled one out to left, and it was right at the left fielder, right at a guy.
Yep.
So
That's true.
So West Lafayette gets a base runner here. The hitter is the leadoff man, center fielder Tyler Boyle.
Boyle's 2 for 3 on the night. 3 RBIs. So singled and scored in the 5th.
And throws over.
Both of his hits have been right down the right field line. So you almost like to see them have Carson Scott shade a little bit more towards first base, but
They might be going away a little bit here. Little double play depth here too. Love to get a ground ball here.
Yep.
He will push that into right field. Great play by Carson Scott. Diving catch right there by Carson Scott, because that was, if he doesn't get it, nobody's going to get that. Great play there by Carson Scott to record the second out of the inning there.
Yep.
And that will bring up Owen Walbaum, the designated hitter.
Yep. Owen's 0 for 2 on the day.
The designated hitter, Owen
Scored
Walbaum.
and had an RBI in the 5th.
So 2 down here. Really another really good pitch by Blackburn to really kind of saw Boyle off.
Nice
Curveball
pitch.
in there for a strike.
Yep. Nice job.
Pumping in, like you said, he pumping in a lot of strikes. Really what the doctor ordered here.
Yep.
Love to see them making contact. There.
Oh,
that's probably going to be. Will got to that pretty quick. Ball died there pretty quick. Sometimes, depending on how that bounces, that sometimes is 2 bases, depending, because that is a long, long way for the first baseman to have to go to retrieve that ball. Sometimes I've seen that go all the way down into the bullpen, and I've a couple times seen guys score all the way from first.
I have too. Yep. So probably a good thing Coach didn't get a chance to mow, or that probably would have been a third base situation.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's still pretty soggy down there. That's gonna be a tough play. Didn't unhitch the trailer either. Getting down to second base. The one delivery from Blackburn. Curveball that stays high. Count goes to 1-1. Not really a pitch you want to hang up there that high anyway.
No. Not with
that down a little bit here. So that curveball, very good pitch on that outside corner. Takes count to 1-2.
You spoke earlier, Austin was throwing the curveball at the glove. Josh is doing a nice job of throwing it and ending it at the glove.
Yeah, it's to the spot.
Yeah. Fastball outside half here. Nope, curveball.
Fouls that pitch off. Pretty good pitch there by Blackburn. Pretty good cut there, too, to foul off a really tough pitch by Blackburn. Walton did a nice job there. Found that pitch off to have another opportunity here at 1-2. Comes the 1-2. Nice curveball. Really good pitch. Strike 3 called right there for the Athenians, and that will end the top half of the 6th inning.
Yep. No runs on 1 hit. No Athenian errors and 1 left. So
actually 1 error on the throwing error.
You're right. Yep, you're right.
No runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left.
So the Athenians have top of the order coming up here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, down to their last 6 outs. So, like you said, you don't need to get them all back here, but you need to at least get 1 or 2, and try to
string together some hits. Not try to put together. You're not gonna tie the game or win the game with 1 swing. Just try to get guys on base.
Right.
Get guys on base. Do little things here. Do exactly what we did to get the runs in the innings where we scored our runs. Just base hit.
And we can hit shot. I mean, Kellerman had a nice ball there in the 4th inning. So you just got to find your pitch and drive it. So he's not gonna blow anything past you.
And again, we are going to see some really good pitchers this year.
We are.
Jackson Wynn at Danville, Justin Clary at North, Cole Weimer at South. We're gonna see some really good pitching that we need to be able to do and be able to come back from.
Right.
Be able to come back from.
Right.
Okay. Just informed our next webcast. We haven't been able to talk about that.
Yeah.
Next webcast will be 10 days from now, it looks like. The 12th of April. The Athenians will be on the road for the next 2 games. They'll be on the road this Saturday, hopefully weather permitting, at Fountain Central. And then Tuesday, they will travel to Liston to take on the Bruins of Tri-West, and then we'll return back here to the Athenian Athletic Complex for the rubber match against the Bruins of Tri-West.
And we're hoping for a little warmer weather.
Yeah, let's hope so, It's Indiana, Scott. I'm not going to hold my breath.
Exactly. Josh is 2 for 3 on the night. 2 singles, grounded out to the first baseman in the second, so scored both times on the singles.
He takes called strike there to run the count to 1-1. Next week will be the opening week for the Sagamore Conference. Josh takes a pitch outside to run the count to 2-1. Western Boone will be taking on Lebanon. Southmont will be taking on North Montgomery. Tri-West obviously will be playing against us here at Crawfordsville. And then Danville will be taking on Frankfort as Blackburn runs the count to 3-1. So just like that, we get into April and Sagamore Conference play will get started. Like I said, 6 teams are scheduled to play tomorrow in the Sagamore Athletic Conference as Josh Blackburn takes ball 4, and that's just what the Athenians need here, is to get base runners. Start the process of starting to chip away at that Red Devil lead.
Yep. That'll bring up Carson Scott. Carson's 2 for 2 on the night. Scored 3 runs. Walked scored in the 3rd. So, been on base all 3 times. We'll see what coach decides to do. Looks like Martin is playing way in there on the expecting a bunt here from Carson. I wouldn't. Down 4 runs with 6 outs to go. I'm not sure Carson's going to bunt.
If he does, it will be down the first base line and not the, I would think, the third base line. Right. Shot pumps in a strike there to the Athenian second baseman. The 0-1, good swing and a miss there by Carson Scott.
What do you think that is? How fast do you think his fastball is? Mid-60s?
I'd give him a little more now. I'd say low 70s.
Really?
I'd say 70, low 70. That's going to get by Ciliano, so Blackburn now down to second.
We'll say it's a pass ball.
Pretty, that had some good movement to it, but again, that's the tough thing. Shot a senior, Siciliano,
right.
Freshman.
Right.
Sometimes that's, you saw Owen last year when he had some games where he had some trouble at times catching the curveball of Trent. So sometimes you see a guy for the first time as Carson swings and misses there for strike 3. Sometimes can have some trouble, but it was, Owen had it down by the end of the year, and that's really when it matters. When it comes to crunch time, at the end of the year, that's when you want your pitcher and catcher there on the same page.
Right, exactly.
So one down for the Athenians now as Austin Warren will come to the plate. Mr. Warren is taken for a strike.
Yeah, they're taking first pitch.
Taking first pitch here.
And you know what? Give Shot credit. He's doing a good job.
Yeah, he's getting strike 1. He is. Here's a pitcher sometimes know, too, hey, more than likely these guys are taken, so I'm just going to pump in a strike there.
Right.
Knowing they're going to take. They can focus on the rest of the at-bat. Siciliano misses that again. Good base running, good read there by Josh Blackburn. On the read there to move himself 90 feet from another Athenian run. Count also goes to 1-1 for Austin Warren.
I apologize. When they asked me to do this, I never thought we'd play. Oh, you know what? There's a power button.
That's gonna be that's a base hit. That's as good. And again, that comes down to very defensive swing.
Right, exactly.
2-strike swing with a 1 strike.
Right.
But hey, it does the job.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. We need base runners. We can't, beggars can't be choosers at this point.
Right. Yep. And
now we have runners on first and third with just 1 out. Coach Strode is going to come out to talk with his senior hurler. The batter is going to be Owen Bennett.
Owen's 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on an error in the 4th and was hit by a pitch in the 1st.
Has just missed on a couple. A couple of his foul balls, he's just missed.
Yep.
That's the great thing about sitting back here sometimes. You can sometimes you sit over in the dugouts or you sit on the opposite side. You can't sometimes see whether you really think a kid's on a pitch or not. But back here you can clearly tell when a kid's on it or when it's not. And like I said, Owen's just missed a couple. So it's a good time here for him to square one up here. Shot's first pitch is taken for an inside strike. Catcher didn't do a lot to help himself right there either with the way he caught that as it's starting to sprinkle a little bit here. Swing and a miss by Bennett there. Gets it to 0-2.
Oh, it is starting to sprinkle.
I didn't think the rain was supposed to come in till later this evening.
I didn't either.
Look at us both pulling out our phones to check the radar.
Yep.
Look at that. Wow, tough pitch right there for Owen to foul off right there, but a good piece of hitting right there.
Us and about 200 other people are out here right now. Do not want this rain to start right now.
It's just a little spot shower that'll move quick
right.
and get out of here, so we're good.
All right.
Really going to hit south of here anyway, so we're just getting the northern fringes. Fouls that one off. Really, again, just got good wood on it, but
Coach Coit teaches history, right?
I do.
Teaches history, but his secondary major is meteorology.
I wish. You know what, though? If I said my 3 jobs, as Owen fights off another tough pitch right there.
Oh, boy.
A tough play right there. Really good play with the first baseman there. Shot almost airmailed that one over the first baseman's head to get out number 2, but it does move. Austin Warren down to second base. For my 3 career jobs, sports broadcasting, teaching, or storm chasing.
There you go.
Chuck Lofton was one of my early heroes, and then of course he came to my elementary school when I was at Lebanon and picked me to do the activity. I was in Cloud 9 because I was wearing an Indiana sweatshirt. It was awesome.
Really?
It was awesome.
That's awesome. Okay. Owen thought he was safe?
I don't know what happened there. I don't know if he thought that the first baseman was off the bag or whatever, but he's retired, and the batter is now Will Kellerman. So he will take the first pitch for a ball off the outside corner.
Yeah. He has the green light.
He does here.
Yeah. No surprises.
Will swung the bat, though, pretty well tonight, so I kind of like the aggressive. He's going to let Will. He fouls that one off. Just got pretty good piece onto that, so a good swing.
2 for 3 on the night, and the one was just third baseman playing right in the correct spot.
And then doubled off Owen, who thought that it looked like it might get through instead of froze. And then he drove that one into the right center field gap. It looked like it was going to get, I think in any other night, it might have got to the wall. And right there's why he gave him the opportunity to hit. Base hit will go into left. That's going to score 2 runs there.
Give Will five RBIs on the night.
Good night for Will Kellerman right there. Big piece of hitting. And credit Coach Froge there. He gave Will the green light. 1-0, put a good swing into it. Will got a good pitch to hit, puts it into left. So we have put some pieces together here and scored 2 runs. That brings up Sammy Riddle now to the plate for the Athenians. So he takes strike 1 here.
Sammy is 2 for 3. 2 for 3 on the night.
He's had some pretty good at-bats.
He does.
He had a big base hit, just driving a run in the early innings. It hit to right field. Pretty good swing right there as he fouls that one off. As the rain comes down a little bit more.
Yeah.
Looked like all the cells to the south and to the southwest were moving kind of from southwest to northeast. It looked like this cell it might move a little bit. Which is outside for a ball to make it 1-2. Which is kind of interesting because the flag is blowing from the southeast. The flag is
right.
It shows that the wind is coming from now it's moving almost more directly east. So again, Indiana. As that ball goes outside, running the count to 2-2.
Yep.
To the senior designated hitter for this evening. Big pitch right here. I don't know if Coach Froge might send Kellerman here.
I don't think so.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good cut there for Riddle. But the Athenians do their job. They get 2. They cut the lead at half.
Yep.
Gives themselves a little bit better chance going into the bottom half of the 7th inning. But we got to do our job here first, the top half of the 7th inning.
2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 left. So headed to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is West Lafayette 12 and Crawfordsville 10.
So again, we do our job here. Get 2 runs, cut the lead in half. Didn't really and really good job, good at bats for the most part in that inning for the Athenians. Didn't try to do too much at the plate with a lot of the swings. Got the 2 runs we needed to get us back closer and sets us up well in the bottom half of the 7th inning. We got to do our job here. Got to get West Lafayette out quick, so we can get back into the dugout to get things going. It looks like Will might be relief as he was firing some toward Carson Scott at second base, so he might be the relief if needed for the Athenians if Blackburn has to get into any trouble. Where are they at in their order? Like 6, 7, 8? 5, 6, 7.
8, 9, 1.
Oh, 8, 9, 1. Okay,
oh,
a little
close.
bit.
You're close. That's been a good 20 minutes ago since we last.
Yeah, so usually coaching-wise, I'm right on, but doing the broadcasting thing's a little.
I'm wrong. It's 3, 4, 5.
No, see, I was a little bit closer than I thought I was.
Salukian. Wait a minute. Good pitch.
As he swings and misses at the first pitch there from Blackburn.
Yep.
That's a little change of pace, too. You have Warren and Saunders, who are flamethrowers. And Blackburn, well, he does a nice job as he swings and misses there again. He's not quite up to their velocity level.
Right.
And you need that. That's good. That's there's nothing wrong with that. Throw how you throw. And he's thrown a ton of strikes. And that's what has been the big thing for him, is he throws a very good 0-2 pitch right there. Great 0-2 pitch that just misses off that outside corner. Yep. For the Athenian junior hurler. Now the 1-2. Another really good pitch there for Blackburn. Throws in the dirt, try to get Tolukin to chase, and he almost got him.
Exactly.
Almost got him, but Tolukin would not bite. So 2-2 now from Blackburn to Tolukin. Just misses off that outside corner again. Really good discipline there by Tolukian, too. That's a tough pitch. Just breaking across that outside corner of the plate, and he does not take a bite. Full count here from Blackburn. Fouled off.
Oh, I didn't think he got a piece of it.
Fouled off. No one just couldn't quite squeeze it up that high. Tolukian with a little life here. Again, count is still full. To the senior. Foul ball off to the right side. That will get out of play.
You want to switch for a minute?
No, we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
All right.
We're good.
I mean, it's not a Reds, so it is Cubs.
Thank goodness. I haven't heard anything from Duggar, so I'm hoping that's a good omen that maybe the Cubs came back and won.
They did not.
Oh, 1-0. Man, that's soccer. 1-0, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Not saying that soccer stuff. Been around Bobby Thomas' talk. Swinging a miss and a good curveball in the dirt. Owen sucks it up and throws it down to first to retire Tolukin. So good job by Blackburn to persevere through a pretty good at bat by Tolukin, fouling off some tough pitches there right there at the end.
The first baseman,
bringing us to the first baseman, Marriott.
Yep, he's 0 for 3 on the day. Walked and scored in the 5th.
Four-hole hitter has not gotten involved in a 12-10 contest.
Right.
That says something right there. This Marriott takes the first pitch for a called strike on that outside corner.
Of course, they only have 5 hits.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it is indeed. Curveball, he waits, tries to wait back, and he'll punch it right out to Jake Decker, who's not hitting tonight, but has really done a nice job out in right tonight. Had 2 really good relay throws.
He did.
From right field on runners. So that's the second out of the inning. Brings us to the shortstop, Kyle Adams.
Kyle Adams. What do you have in that? Oh, it's hit.
Takes that first pitch and rips it down the left field line for a base hit. Saunders up with it quick. So Adams took a pretty healthy turn around first base, as every runner should, to make sure that the left fielder has to make a play there. So
that'll bring up the pitcher, August Schott. August is 1 for 2 on the day.
The pitcher, August Schott.
3 RBI double there in the 5th, which is the big blow, and then walked and scored twice, once in the 4th and once in the 5th.
What was the count that he hit that double?
1-0.
Was 1-0. Okay, so obviously a fastball count.
Right.
To a guy, you look at his swing, he's a guy this is a guy you don't want to get into fastball counts as he takes a curveball for a strike there.
Right.
As a guy who about the only thing he's going to hit is a fastball, because you look at the way he swings.
Right.
It's about the only pitch he's going to hit. Takes another curveball, as you can see, stepping out of the bucket. Pops it out to right. Decker will make the catch, and that will retire the Red Devils in the top half of the 7th. So it's rally time.
No runs on one hit.
Athenians do their job and get a 0 in the top half of the 7th. Now time for the Athenians to rally. Red Devils do leave a runner there in the top half of the 7th inning. And Scott, we're going to have a closer. Looks like it is left-hander, I'm guessing number 2. Looks like it's Boyle, I think maybe. Yes, it is. Tyler Boyle, sophomore, will come in to try to close the door for the Red Devils here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
All right. I was just getting Blackburn stats here real quick.
Did a nice job.
He did.
Did a really nice job coming in. The big thing you want your reliever to do. Obviously, you want your reliever to get guys out. But all that is moot if your reliever does not throw strikes. And Blackburn did a tremendous job of coming in, really in a tough spot, and really did a nice job of throwing a lot of strikes tonight and keeping his guys in the game.
Yeah,
his guys in the game.
Yep. Finished with a 2 1/3, 1 strikeout, 3 hits, no runs, no earned, and no walks.
Well, we'll see if he finished with 2 1/3. We might come back to that depending on how many we got here. Yep. We've got 7, 8, 9. Is that right?
7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9. Yes, we do.
Fitzwater.
It's like I think we're probably going to have a pinch hitter for McCarty too. I see Jacob Weimer up, swinging a bat for the Athenians here. So, first true straight arm over the top guy that we will see. He comes from the left side as well.
Yep.
So let's see what kind of rally the Athenians have in them here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is 12-10. West Lafayette.
Yep.
Boyle in to close for the Red Devils.
The left fielder, Cam
Saunders is 0 for 3 on the day, but had an 11-pitch strikeout in his last at bat. So,
and obviously he will be taking a strike,
right,
as all these guys will, especially down at the bottom of the order.
Right. West Lafayette is number 2, Tyler Boyle.
I'm not sure who's down there in the bullpen, Nate.
There's somebody just standing.
Yeah.
2-0 here. Yes. A little funky, moves a little quick, just a real quick sidestep here, but he was a little bit all over the place when he was warming up. So, curveball there for a ball, and he's, again, just praised Josh Blackburn for his ability to come in and throw strikes. That's what you want your reliever to do. You want him to throw strikes, because at least, you obviously don't want guys to get hits, don't want guys to score runs, as he walks Saunders on 4 straight pitches.
Everybody clap your hands.
If their reliever comes in and gives up hits, you can be okay with that, because at least he's throwing strikes. At least you hope he is for the most part. And those aren't on 2-0 or 1-0 pitches or whatever. Jacob Weimer is going to be the pinch hitter for the Athenians. Junior, another utility man, can play a little bit of third. Guy catches, pitches a little bit. He'll tell you he can play anywhere, but I like the confidence. Jake Weimer choked up on that bat. Takes first pitch for a strike here.
Jacob's another kid that could take a ball and make it a 12-12 game here.
He can. He's
strong.
Got some raw power.
Boy,
takes that curve. That's a very good curveball. Weimer was waiting, and all of a sudden just could not.
Just dropped off the plate.
Wait. Ground ball that right side. That's going to be a tough play. Weimer moves the runner over to second base for the out here. So we do move a critical run to second base.
Right. I'm going to bring up Cade Fitzwater. Cade's 0 for 2 on the day. Walked and scored in the 4th. Grounded out to 3rd and then struck out in the 2nd.
Let's see what Fitzwater can do here. Obviously more likely taking a strike again.
Playing him straight up in the outfield.
Takes that pitch for a ball. Will Kellerman's the one warming up down in the bullpen now.
Yep. Pitch is taken
all the ways. Yep. So there moves the count to 1-1. that's first little questionable call. Catcher didn't help him out there as he kind of pushed that pitch out of the zone there too.
Right.
That's sometimes what we don't see out here too. Sometimes the catchers can really turn a good pitch into a bad one.
Exactly.
And umpires notice that stuff.
Yes, they do.
They really do. They're like, you know what? You're making me look bad. I've had a kid tell me that because I coach catchers at Lebanon and here. They told me, yeah, that umpire yelled at me. I got him yelled at. The pitch that I caught, I misjudged it and I pushed it into the ground. And and Du Bois is Mike Du Bois, like I said, pretty solid umpire. He's the type that would do that.
Right.
Fitzwater whiffs one down the left field line. That is a fair ball. That is going to score a run. And Fitzwater is going to slide into second base with a double.
An RBI double.
Big double. Exactly what you want from your senior right there.
Right.
Come up with a huge hit. And he just trades places
with Cam Saunders. Yep. Again, what did we talk about earlier? Walks kill.
They do.
Lead off walk.
Lead off walk. 4 straight pitches.
Right. Then your senior
4 straight pitches.
Senior comes up, gets a base hit right down the line,
and we are in business as we have the top of our order that has done a really nice job tonight.
Now batting the pitcher,
Blackburn comes in as 2 for 3 on the day. 2 singles, scored 3 times, was hit by a pitch and scored in the 5th.
Be interesting to see here what Coach Froese does. He was talking to Blackburn, so obviously didn't give any signs.
Right.
Wonder if he's going to open up the.
I think they thought he missed first base.
They did, so they appeal and check, which it's good there. So, all right, so we'll see. Good AB here for.
Oh. Josh was mad at himself.
He was, because he knows he's a junior and he's hit every year as a freshman. That's a pitch you take, but Coach Froese just say, hey, you're good, you're good.
Let's go, you're all right.
He does have the take here. That pitch is up, so he'll clearly have the take here. It looks like maybe not.
Yeah, he kind of gave him
Give him a look. Hey, you get a good pitch to rip here. Now he's going to give him the take for sure. 3-0 here.
2-0 curveball from Boyle.
Again, as a pitch coach, I'm good with that. I like that. I like that he caught. I'm sure it's probably again coming from the dugout as Boyle throws in a 3-1 strike here.
Yep. Yeah, catcher's looking in the dugout for the sign. So.
Ball 4, and that's going to get through the catcher, Siciliano. Let's see what Blackburn does here. This might be something where Coach Froese might start the run or 2. Here's where sometimes having that freshman catcher behind the dish sometimes can be a problem here.
Right, exactly.
As that got through, that wasn't a pitch that went off to the side.
No.
That got through the 5-hole.
Exactly.
And that's, as a catcher, that's a cardinal sin. You do not let things get through the 5-hole and get through the wickets.
Right, exactly. Especially with the runner on second base.
Now
the tying run on second base.
Yes. So with 1 out, the Athenians are in business with the tying run just 90 feet away. Carson Scott will take a ball. Carson Scott, again, as I stated earlier, he's a switch hitter, but decides to hit left here against the left-handed pitching Boyle, which generally means that this more than likely is going to be a bunt situation, which Carson shows bunt, and it allows Blackburn to move up a base. Now I'm going to have to ask Nelson on this because
he's not even in the batter's box. Okay. Boyle came set, and he's not even in the batter's box.
Here comes Coach Walbaum out to talk to Boyle. But here's the question that I have. And if somebody out there in that has either mine or Coach Smith's cell phone numbers, if you have an answer to this, you're more than welcome to help me out here. Catcher's indifference.
Yep.
Obviously, late in the game, a lot of Major League Baseball teams, they don't give stolen bases because it's a catcher's indifference.
Right.
Clearly, the catcher had no intentions of throwing down to second base on that. But technically, you could give Josh a stolen base on that.
Right.
So what is the determination on catcher's indifference? Because to me, in my opinion, high school-wise, that is clearly catcher's indifference because the coaches are going to tell the catcher not to throw the ball and risk that throw.
Right, exactly.
So then, is that a stolen base or is that catcher's indifference? How do you determine that? The guy obviously to ask, I wish, obviously he's not going to listen to it, is Brent Harris. Brent Harris is the guy that that guy knows everything.
Yes, he does.
But
you know what? It may be different at the college level than it is here at the high
and that's
school.
what I mean. That's kind of my
Yeah.
my question there, because obviously we're going to give Josh a stolen base there.
Right.
Clearly it's a stolen base, but what's kind of the rule on how you determine catcher's indifference?
Yeah. He slid under that tag, I think, didn't he? I mean, Josh, he just slid under that tag, right?
Well, no, the catcher didn't even throw it. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I see what you. Yeah. I got you. I got you.
For the sake of argument.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carson took ball 2 and all that. As he's showing bunt here.
Oh boy. I tell you, he was really good at that, and he may have been before your time. Alex Ehrlich was really good.
Most annoying 9-hole hitter in America.
Yeah.
I tell Mama E this. I think in his 4 years of high school of me coaching against him at Lebanon, I don't think we ever got him out.
Oh my gosh, no. Yeah, he just
because we didn't know how to pitch to him, because he had the Brandon Froge mentality. As Carson fouls off another pitch there, he would slap everything.
Right.
And then he could pull too.
Oh yeah, he could.
And he had some good pull power.
He did.
Some sneaky pull power. That's a tough pitch that he fouls off right there. That's going to get out of play.
Yep. Nice job by Carson, just keeping the at-bat alive.
And Alex Ehrlich did that with how many eyes? One.
Yeah. That's why.
Unbelievable.
He batted right-handed, I think. I'm pretty sure as a
leaguer,
and then
he
high school had an issue and had to bat left. And man,
that is perseverance, and that is strength and toughness at its core. As Carson takes a really tough pitch there.
Wow.
To run the count full.
Yep,
that's a guy who just would not let something that he had against him work against him and keep him for what he wanted to do. As Carson takes ball 4, so really in the grand scheme of things, if you're Trevor Boyle, that's not a big deal. You've got a force anywhere now, but the problem is you have Austin Warren up who hit a bomb in the first inning. However, he struggled a little bit here at the plate toward the end.
The third baseman, Austin Warren.
This is a big spot for Austin Warren, who obviously is kind of the man responsible, unfortunately, for the circumstance, but could rectify that right here. Nothing better for that opportunity to do it right here than for Austin Warren. As he takes strike 1 there, probably taken all the way.
Yeah, I'm sure. That ball's in the
Pitch is low. That honestly, I don't think that pitch really looked that bad. I don't know if the catcher got crossed up or something there, but that looked like that was actually going to be a decent pitch, but he looked like he got kind of an in-between, whether he's going to turn the glove over or if he could get his thumb underneath. So the count goes to 1-1.
Boy.
Takes a good hack at that one and fouls it off to that right side, moving the count to 1-2.
Owen Bennett waiting on deck.
Big pitch right here.
Oh, that's
pops it up.
Yep.
That's going to be a tough play. And the pitcher, who is really, in a lot of teams, told to stay the heck away from everything.
Exactly.
Thank goodness he was there to bail out his first baseman, because the first baseman didn't have a clue. So Austin Warren pops out.
Now
the second out of the inning. Now up to the senior catcher, Owen Bennett. First pitch is taken for a ball.
That's 2 that maybe they could have taken.
That would have been a little bit tougher. I think the boys probably would have had him stay put there on that one. It's going to be a ball as well to run the count to 2-0. Again,
boy, Boyle working quick.
Clearly taking all the way here. There's a strike call there. I like Boyle working fast. Pitchers have got to. That drives me crazy when pitchers just cannot. They slow things down.
Yep.
Owen fouls off a tough 2-1 pitch there to run the count to 2-2 here. Deuce is wild.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The inning's down 1. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Pitch from Boyle. Owen pops it up to the right side. Going to be a tough play, and he misplays it.
Boy.
It's a foul ball.
Everybody clap your hands.
That is the third misplayed ball total by the Red Devils first baseman.
Yes.
Dropped one earlier. Misplayed the one here that the pitcher had to catch for him.
Right, and then misplayed that
And
one.
misplayed that one.
No.
Hopefully, Owen can make that hurt. Ball's inside. Now the runners are going to be going. So 3 balls, 2 strikes.
2 outs.
Pitcher decision right here. Ball 4.
4.
We've got a tie game. And the guy we want at the plate is currently at the plate.
Right. Will Kellerman.
Will Kellerman, who has come through tonight.
Willis is 3 for
The first
3.
baseman, Will
5
Kellerman.
RBIs tonight. That'll bring in
First time lefty versus lefty, so we'll see
Andrew Martin.
how Will does this. My legs are shaking so bad because I'm cold, plus I'm like
Yep.
big spot here. Takes first pitch for a strike.
To say Will is due may be an understatement here. What do you think? There it is.
Ball game. Will Kellerman, ladies and gentlemen, drives in the winning run for your Athenians. And in comeback fashion, your Crawfordsville Athenians defeat the Red Devils of West Lafayette by the final score of 13-12.
Wow.
What a game.
Exactly.
And again, the biggest item, I'm not saying anything that we all don't know, but the biggest item coming into this was how well this team could come back. We didn't face a lot of adversity last year, and this team tasted a little bit down in Tennessee and faced some big-time adversity that they had to overcome tonight,
Right.
giving up 9 runs in the 5th inning. That doesn't happen to Crawfordsville very often, to give up that many runs in 1 inning.
Right.
This team could have folded. This team could have put their heads down and said, no way we find a way to come back. But they clawed. They did everything they needed to do to get back in this contest. They could have went in the 5th inning and said, look, we're going to try to get all these 4 runs back, and they don't do it. They don't get anything in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Again, they could have put their daubers down and not responded as they did, but they get 2 big runs in the bottom of the 6th, and then the 3 runs to seal the deal in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you're exactly right. You talked about it a little bit earlier. Kids need to face adversity.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? And this win right here for Crawfordsville is huge because this is something you can build on going forward. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and Coach Froge and Coach Welliver, they're gonna make sure these guys don't forget this game and they continue building going forward. And it's a good win. It's a great win for these guys.
This is a game that is going to propel it because, again, you look at the Sagamore Conference. There's not a pinned-in W in the entire conference.
No, not now.
Because you look at Tri-West, and Coach Froge everybody knows how good Tri-West is. Tri-West won sectional last year, got to the regional championship game, had Northview on the ropes, who then eventually went on to lose to Jasper and should have beaten Jasper.
Right.
I mean, let's just be honest.
Right.
They had a guy, thrown out at the plate to end the game in the semi-state.
Right.
We're going to have to win games like this in the Sagamore Conference, and maybe not necessarily in this style, and not necessarily this dramatic, where we have to come back from giving up 9 runs in 1 inning.
Right.
But we're going to have to win some games where we're down 1-0 or 2-0 late inning games against really good pitching, because the Sagamore Conference again is loaded with quality pitching.
Right.
So this is a huge win for the Athenians, comeback fashion for this evening. Next webcast will be Thursday, April the 12th, right here at the Athenian Athletic Complex. I know I will be here. Scott Smith, will you be here next Thursday? All right. Scott Smith will be here for the next broadcast. The Athenians will next be in action coming up on Saturday, weather permitting, obviously, as they will travel to Fountain Central to take on the Mustangs. And then we'll next be in action and open up conference play on Tuesday, April the 10th, as they will travel to Liston to open up Sagamore Conference play against the Tri-West Bruins. And again, next broadcast here will be on Thursday, April the 12th, against the Tri-West Bruins. For Scott Smith, for Duggard, who does a great job on the webcast production, I am Tommy Coy. Again, final here from Crawfordsville. Your Athenians in comeback fashion defeat the Red Devils of West Lafayette 13-12. Good night, everyone.
All right, and then come back here.